Hello and welcome to this powerful C# course. My name is Ahmed Ibrahim and I'll be the instructor for this course. Why C#? C# is one of the most popular and powerful programming languages in the world nowadays. So learning this language opens up many opportunities for you. If you want to learn the C# programming language, you can do that easily. C# is easy to learn and simple to use for anyone, and you can do that quickly by taking this course. One feature of using the C# programming language, it's an object-oriented programming language, which simply gives a clear and understandable structure to programs. So if you want to make your code reusable and want to save money and time, use the C# programming language. C# has a huge community support, so if you encounter any problems during coding with the C# programming language, you will find the solution easily. Okay, in this course you will learn all the essentials of the C# programming language, which are divided into three parts: the C# basics, the intermediate concepts of the C# programming language, and the C# advanced concepts. And all these parts will be explained first theoretically and then practically using the Visual Studio IDE. We are gonna use the community version for 2022. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about the tools we need to code with the C# programming language. The first tool we need in this course is the C# language itself. We need to download and install it locally on our device. The second tool we need to download and install in this course is the .NET framework, because the C# programming language runs on the .NET framework. To code with the C# programming language, you need a working environment. Our working environment in this course is a very powerful IDE or integrated development environment. And this IDE is called Visual Studio. You can type, edit, test, compile and execute your C# programs easily by using this program or working environment. And the useful feature of using Visual Studio is that its package contains the previous two tools. You can download them with the Visual Studio package. The Visual Studio package contains a powerful IDE in addition to C# and the .NET framework. So I'll show you how to install it in detail. Don't worry about that. By using the Visual Studio IDE, you can create a solution and you can create multiple or many projects inside this solution. A single solution can contain multiple projects. If you have a project and want to create a new file, a new C# file, or a new C# item, you will see that any C# file ends with the extension CS, the file name followed by the dot notation, and the C# extension CS stands for C#. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Our working environment in this course is the Visual Studio IDE. And in this lesson I will show you how to download and install it locally on your device. Let's get started. Go to the official page for downloading the Visual Studio IDE by using this link from here. In this course we are gonna use the Visual Studio Community Edition. So to download it, hit Community 2022 from here. Open the install launcher for the Visual Studio Community Edition to start the installation process. After completing this step, you will see this window here. Make sure to check the .NET Desktop development. After that, you can press install to start installing the Visual Studio Community 2022 edition with the .NET framework. Excellent. After that, you will see this pop-up window here. You can sign in or you can hit maybe later. Choose any color theme you want from here, then hit Start Visual Studio to start opening the Visual Studio IDE. Then you will see this window. You can create a new project from here. Then select Console App for the C# programming language and hit Next. To start using the console in the C# programming language, we are gonna create projects and displaying the output in the console window. Next, you will see the screen for naming our project. You can call this project any name you wish. Let's call it First Application. And you can see the solution name is the same by default, First Application in this case. A solution in the C# programming language can contain multiple projects. After that, hit Next. To code with the C# programming language in this course, we are gonna use the version 6.0 from the .NET framework. Select it and hit Create to create our first console application to start coding with the C# programming language. By installing the Visual Studio IDE, now we have the C# programming language and the .NET framework. Also, as you can see, we have our environment to start coding with the C# programming language. You can easily type, edit, test, compile and execute your programs easily by using the Visual Studio Community 2022 edition. For instance, our first example here, as you can see, to display a message on the screen, to print out the Hello World message in the console window. And don't worry, we are gonna explain all these concepts in this course in detail, line by line. If you want to show the output for this program, you need to compile and execute it. You can do that by using the Run button over here, or you can use Ctrl F5 from the keyboard. Save and run this program by using Ctrl F5, or you can use the Run button to show the output in the console window. As you can see, we have this collection of characters. The writeLine method from the console class is used to display or to write this message in the console window. Now you can hit or press any key to close this pop-up window from here. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about comments in the C# programming language. We use comments in the C# programming language to describe our code and to put explanation about C# code. Comments are used only for the human readability, not for the program execution, to make the C# statements or code easy to understand for everyone. Comments are used to make the C# code more readable and understandable for anyone. Also, there is another feature of using comments in the C# programming language. You can prevent the execution for the program by using comment. Simply by commenting a block of code or a statement in the C# programming language, this will prevent the execution for this snippet of code. And there are two types of comments in the C# programming language, and we are gonna use these types in our programs. The first type is called single line comment. You can create single line comment in the C# programming language by using // and everything after the symbol will be ignored by the program. This is for the human readability only. Any text after this symbol will be ignored by the C# programming language. The second type of comment is called multiple line comment or block comment, and you can create multiple line comment in multi-lines by using the opening symbol and the closing symbol. The opening symbol is /*, and the closing symbol for that comment or this multiple line comment is asterisk slash. That's all about it. And the program will ignore this type of comments also. This is also for the human readability, to make it more readable and describe our code. Also, you can use comments to put hints about your code, or if you want to use it to prevent the execution for the C# code. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about comments in the C# programming language. This is a practical lesson about comments. Here is the first type of comments, which is single line comment by using double forward slash, as you can see. This is to put hints or to describe your code. You can use it like this example here, printing message on screen using write line. In this case, if you try to save and execute this program, you will see nothing in the console window in the output. But before doing that, let's use the writeLine method from the console class to write a message on the screen or to print out a message in the console window. You will see the output of the writeLine method, and you will not see this comment in the output. This is our example. The writeLine method, as you can see from the console class, to display this message on the screen once you save this program and run it by using Ctrl F5, or you can use the run button to do that. Press the run button and you will get the output in the console window. You will get our collection of characters, the hello C# message, as you can see, this string, but you can see no comments here. Printing message on screen using writeLine is not here in the console window. It's for the human readability only, to understand your code and to place hints about your code, to describe what is inside the code in C# programming language. Now let's take another example for the second type of comments, which is the multiple line comment in the C# programming language. Here is a simple example for the multiple line comment in C#, printing another message on screen using writeLine. This is the syntax of the multiple line comment in the C# programming language. And after this comment, we will be typing another code or another statement in the C# programming language to write another message on the screen through the console window. And you will see this comment also will not be executed. Comments are not for the program execution, it's for humans only, to put explanation about your code. Use the writeLine method from the console class to display any message you want or any string. This collection of characters in this case is C#, is fun and powerful. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of this statement also. Let's execute this program by using the run button to show the output in the console. You can see our two messages here. And for comments, no comments in the output, as you can see. To close this window, hit any key. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about variables in the C# programming language. What is the meaning of a variable? A variable is like a container or a memory location to store different types of data. You can store strings, you can store numbers, booleans, or any data type inside a variable, and you can use this variable name many times in your program. To declare a variable in the C# programming language, you need to set the type for the value, as in this example here. Type followed by the variable name, and follow the rules for naming variables in the C# programming language. We are gonna talk about these rules for naming variables later in this course. After that, use single equal sign to assign this value to this variable. and semicolon at the end of this statement. You must place this semicolon, otherwise you will get an error. One way to declare variables in the C# programming language is by using the var keyword followed by the name of the variable, and also follow the rules for naming variables or identifiers for naming this variable by using the var keyword, and no type here. You don't need to put the type for this value by using the var keyword. Just place the var keyword followed by the name of the variable, and also a single equal sign to assign this value to this variable, and semicolon at the end of the statement also. Statement is a line of code to perform something or to do some action. Also, in the C# programming language, you can use the const keyword to declare variables. But once you use the const keyword to declare constant in the C# programming language, it cannot be changed after that. This is a constant. You cannot change its value after declaring it by using the const keyword. Place the const keyword to declare the variable followed by the type. You must put the type for this value followed by the name of that variable, and after that single equal sign to assign this value to this variable or to initialize this value, and this value will be stored inside this variable called name. And after that you can use this name variable many times in your program, but you cannot change its value. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of this statement also. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. There are some rules for naming variables in the C# programming language, and all the C# variables must be identified with unique names. Here is the first rule for naming variables in the C# programming language. A variable name can contain letters, digits, and the underscore character also. However, you must start the variable name with a letter, not a digit. Also, a variable name cannot contain white spaces. You cannot place any white spaces in between the variable name words. Also, variable names in the C# programming language are case sensitive, so this variable in lowercase is very different from that variable in uppercase. To make the identifiers in the C# programming language readable and understandable, we use the camel case method for naming variables. And to do that, if you have a variable name with multiple words, start the variable name with a lowercase letter, exactly as in this example for first name. In this example, we start with a lowercase letter, and for the second word, we start with the uppercase letter N, as you can see, and no spaces between the two words. Also, for identifying variables in the C# programming language, you cannot use any reserved keyword from the C# library. For example, for naming a variable, you cannot use keywords like int, double, or string. These are reserved keywords from the C# library. If you want to create a variable, try to make it more readable, understandable, and also descriptive for anyone who reads your code. That's all about it. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hi there, welcome to this lesson about variables in the C# programming language for storing different types of data in C#. In this lesson, I will show you practically how to store data or different types of values into variables. Let's get started. Let's go ahead to type our first example. String message equals hello C# in between double quotes and semicolon at the end of this statement. After typing everything here, let's explore this variable. First of all, you need to initialize or to define the type for that variable. In this case, we use string to define this collection of characters here, which is the hello C# string in between double quotes. This is a string, so you need to use the string keyword before the variable name and follow the rules for naming variables here. and you can name this variable any name you wish, but try to make it more descriptive and readable for everyone. This message is the hello C# message in this case, and semicolon. Don't forget to place semicolon at the end of this statement. A statement is a snippet of code or a line of code to perform actions. After declaring this message variable, you can use its value by using the variable name, which is message. Also, you can print out the value of message on the screen. You can print out the hello C# message or string on the screen. Let's move to use the writeLine method from the console class to print out or to display this message on the screen. Just type console.writeLine and place the variable name message in between the round braces of the writeLine method. To use the console class in order to access functions or methods from that class, you must use the system namespace or the system library by using the using keyword before this program. Make sure to use the using keyword to import the system namespace or library first. Then you can use the console.writeLine here. And after typing this statement, make sure to place semicolon also at the end of the statement, otherwise you will get an error. To execute this program, hit the run button, or you can use Ctrl F5 to show the output, which is the hello C# message. As you can see, this value is stored inside the message variable, and to access this message or this string data type, you can use the variable name message, and you can print out the message or the value on the screen by using the writeLine method from the console class from the system namespace or library. It's simple and easy, as you can see. Try to print out another string on the screen by using the same way. Try to declare a variable and call it any valid name you wish, and print out the result on the screen by using the writeLine method. Try to write the string on the screen by using the writeLine method or the write method from the console class. In this example, we declared and defined the variable in the same line of code or in the same statement, but you can declare it in a line and define it in another line. There is difference between declaring and defining a variable. Declaring a variable is by using its type. You can type, for example, in this example here, string message and put semicolon at the end of the statement, and this is called declaring a variable. You can declare it without any value. However, defining a variable is about giving that variable a value or assigning a value to that variable. Try to declare the message variable on a line and assign a value to it or define it on another line like that. By hitting the run button, you will get the same previous result, which is the hello C# message on the screen, but using another way. In this example here, you can declare a variable on a line and assign a value to it or defining it on another line, and you can use this way with any data type you wish. You can use it with integer numbers by using the int keyword, or floating point numbers by using float or double if you wish. Try to do this with another data type. There is another way to declare a variable in the C# programming language by using the var keyword. And we have an example here, var message equals hello C# also the previous example or the previous string, and you will notice that in this example here there is no type for message. The var keyword followed by the variable name directly without any type, without the string keyword here. You don't need to use the type in this way by using the var keyword. If you want to declare a variable, you can use the var keyword directly like that to declare it. And also to use this variable or to print out or write this variable on the screen, you can use the writeLine method from the console class. Type console.writeLine and place the variable name in between the round braces and semicolon at the end of each statement here. Now let's save and run this program by using the run button or by using Ctrl F5 to show the message, which is the hello C# message or string, the same previous message. You can overwrite a variable after declaring and defining it. For example, here for the message variable, we overwrite it, and the new message in this case is hello and welcome instead of using the hello C#. And the C# compiler reads the program from the top to the bottom. So in this case, after overwriting a variable, if you want to access or use it by using the writeLine method after that from the console class to display or to write the message on the screen, and you will get the new message, which is the hello and welcome string or message instead of the old message hello C#. The output in this case is the hello and welcome, the new message for the message variable. And also you can override this message or this new value. You can hit enter after the message equals hello and welcome statement and give a new value for message if you wish. Try to do this by yourself to see what will happen. You can overwrite a variable by using the variable name directly, like this example, but if you try to use the var keyword again for the same variable, you will get an error in the output. Like this example here, var message equals another message. This will give you an error. You cannot use the var keyword again for the same variable, which is message. After typing that statement, you can go to the error field and you will see the variable message is assigned, but its value is never used. To avoid this error, after declaring a variable using the var keyword, if you want to override that variable or if you want to give that variable a new value, use the variable name directly without the var keyword again, exactly as in this example here. Once you comment or delete the second var keyword here and save and run the program again by using the run keyword, you will get the output, which is the hello and welcome message or string on the screen without any errors, as you can see here, or any string data type you write. Previously we talked about declaring and defining variables in the C# programming language using string variables. But let's take another example to declare and define a variable using integer numbers using the int keyword. As in this example here, int new number equals 20, and place the variable name in between the round braces of the writeLine method to display the value of the new number variable on the screen. In this example here, you can see that for the declaration statement or the assignment statement, int number equals 20 and semicolon at the end of the statement. Our type in this case for the new number variable is int, refers to integer numbers. Integer numbers are numbers without decimal points, and single equal sign to assign this value without decimal point, as you can see 20 on the screen. And from the console class we use the writeLine method also, as we did before with the message variable, to display the value of the new number on the screen or to write the value of this new number variable on the screen, which is 20. Once you save this file and run the program by using Ctrl F5 or the run button, you will get the output, which is 20 on the screen, as you can see here. And by using all the previous concepts, you can declare floating point numbers, double or boolean values using the bool keyword. Also, for this integer variable called new number, you can declare it on a line and you can define it on another line with another value if you want, instead of 20, any integer number without decimal point. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about data types in the C# programming language. In this lesson we are going to be discussing the basic data types available in C#. The first data type in the C# programming language is called int. Stands for integer number data type, and we have a simple example here to define an integer number. Int my num equals 30 and semicolon at the end of the statement. The type for 30 in this case is an integer number data type, so we specify this by using the int keyword. Integer number is any number without decimal point, including positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers also. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. All these numbers are integer numbers. 0 is an integer number also, and also -1, -2, -3 and so on. All these numbers, all these negative numbers without decimal points are integer numbers also. The second data type available in the C# programming language we have here is long, and this data type also is used to specify integer numbers, but its size is much bigger. Its size is 8 bytes, not 4 bytes like int. And to specify long, use the long keyword before the variable name, exactly as in this example here. Long my num equals this long number followed by the capital letter L and semicolon at the end of the statement. You must place L at the end of this number to make it long. The next data type we are gonna talk about is called float. Stands for floating point number, any number with a decimal point. And to specify floating point number, put the capital letter F at the end of the value, as in this example here. Float my num equals 7.31 F and semicolon at the end of the statement also. And the size for this data type is 4 bytes. And you can use double also to initialize floating point numbers, and this is the most popular data type for initializing floating point numbers, and the size of double is 8 bytes. Double or floating point numbers including positive numbers and negative numbers also. And we have a simple example here to assign double to a variable by using the double keyword. And you can see the capital letter D at the end of the value. 31.9 is a floating point number and D refers to double at the end of this value, and semicolon at the end of this statement. And the next data type we are gonna talk about is bool, refers to boolean, and bool or boolean represents two values only, true or false, and this data type is used in comparison operations and also in the conditional statements test expressions. The char data type is used to store characters or to specify characters in the C# programming language, and this data type is used to store a single character only, like A, B, C, D and so on, exactly as in this example here. The char keyword followed by the variable name new character in this case, and single equal sign to assign a character to this variable called new character, and this character in this case is E, and we use single quotes to store characters in the C# language. The last data type we have here is string, to store sequence or collection of characters by using quotes. And this is one of the most popular data type used to store text or sequence of characters by using quotes. And to do that in the C# programming language, we use the keyword string. As in this example here, we have the string keyword followed by the variable name message in this case, and our collection of characters in this example is hello inside double quotes and semicolon at the end of this statement also. That's all about it. These are the basic data types available in the C# programming language: int, long, float, double, bool, char and finally string. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss the basic data types in the C# programming language. Let's get started. Previously we talked about a string variable, and here is another example for string data type in the C# programming language to store sequence of characters also. After the string keyword, you can see the variable name is called new message, and follow the rules for naming variables in the C# programming language here. And after single equal sign to assign a value to this variable, you can see its value in this case is C# is popular. And you can place another string data type or another sequence or collection of characters in between double quotes. This is about the first data type in C#. Just place this statement in between the curly braces of the main method. After this statement, let's use another data type in C#. The second data type we will talk about is called the character data type in the C# programming language using the char keyword. And you can see here, after the char keyword, the variable name is called new letter, and its value is the character E, and you can place A, B, C, D, and so on. This is about the character data type in the C# programming language, or the char data type using the char keyword. And also follow the rules for naming this variable. And we named it new letter in this case. You can use the camel case method for naming variables also here. Let's move on to talk about another type of data. Let's type an example of integer numbers using the int keyword, as you can see here. Integer numbers are the whole numbers without decimal points, like this example here. 10 is a number without decimal points, so this number is an integer number, or int. Int refers to integer. And after the int keyword, you can see the variable name and single equal sign to assign this value to this variable, like the previous examples, and semicolon at the end of this statement. This is the third data type here, int. So we talked about string, char, and integer numbers here. Integer numbers can be positive, negative, or 0. You can use -10 instead of 10 here, but also without decimal point. For these examples here, the string data type is used to store sequence of characters or strings. The char keyword is used to store the character data type, and the int keyword is used to store integer numbers. Now let's take another example. The next example is about double or floating point number. By using the double keyword, you can use the double data type to store fractional numbers or float or a floating point number. Float or a floating point number is a number with a decimal point, like this number here, 10.77, and the capital letter D at the end of this number refers to the double data type. This is about floating point numbers. If you want to store a floating point number, use the double keyword, and its size is 8 bytes. The double keyword followed by the variable name, and you can declare this variable on a line and define it on another line with a value. You can put double, new double on a line and semicolon after new double, and you can use new double equals 10.77d on another line and put semicolon at the end of each statement here in the C# programming language to avoid any errors. The next data type is bool. By using the bool keyword followed by the variable name also here, and its value can be true or false. False in this example here, as you can see the value of the new boolean variable, and you can replace this value with true. You can place true instead of false here, and don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement. This is a boolean value. Boolean represents two values, only two values, true or false. So if you want to declare a boolean variable, use the bool keyword followed by the variable name, and you can declare it on a line and define it on another line. Instead of using this method here, you can place bool new boolean on a line and semicolon after new boolean, and place new boolean equals false on another line and place semicolon also after false. Or you can declare and define it on the same line, like this example here, bool new boolean equals false, and follow the rules for naming this boolean variable. You can name it any valid name you wish, but try to make this name more descriptive, meaningful, and describes its value. Let's display or output these variables on the screen by using the writeLine method to display the value of new message, new letter, new number, new double, and new boolean. We want to display all the previous values about the basic data types in C# on the screen. Exactly as you can see from the console class, we use the writeLine method. After that, you need to hit the run button. After saving this file, hit the run button, or you can use Ctrl F5 to show the output. Let's go ahead, hit the run button. Now you will see the output on this black screen here. You can see all the previous data types here. C# is popular, string data type, the character E, then 10 integer number, 10.77, this floating point number or double, and the last value, which is the boolean value false, or any data types you use here. You can replace all these values with new values if you wish, and also use the writeLine method from the console class to show the output or to write these data on screen. And after typing the program, save the file and hit the run button, or use Ctrl F5 to compile and run this program to show the output on screen like that. To clarify everything here, let's use another data type, and this data type for integer numbers also, but its size is 8 bytes instead of 4 bytes like int. And this data type is called long, to store long integer numbers. And this is by using the long keyword like here, long new number 2, and follow the rules for naming this variable also. And don't forget to place L, the capital letter L, after this long number. This is also integer number without decimal points here, but it's long, so place the capital letter L at the end of this number, exactly as you can see. Long new number 2 equals this number, and place L, then semicolon at the end of the statement. Now you need to use the writeLine method to write or to show the output on screen also. From the console class, use the writeLine method for the new number 2 variable to show the output or the value of the new number 2 variable on screen, which is our long number in this case. Hit Ctrl F5 to compile and run this program to show the output, and you can see the long number here in the output after the integer number 10. That's all about it. For all these examples here, if you want to get the type for any data here, you can use the getType method. The getType method is a built-in method in the C# programming language. You can use it directly like here, new message.getType, then new letter.getType, and after running the program for all these variables, you will get the type for new message, new letter, new number 2, as you can see here, system.string, string data type, then char, int 32, int 64, double, boolean, and you can use the getType method to get the type for any value in the C# programming language. As you can see, the type of new message is string, the type of new letter is char or character, the type for new number is int 32, and so on. Hello and welcome to this lesson about type conversion or typecasting in the C# programming language to convert from type to another. Let's get started. Let's start with the first type of conversion, which is the implicit casting or the implicit conversion in the C# programming language. And this type is done automatically when passing a smaller size type to a larger size type. And you can see this implicit type conversion here in this example here. We have an integer variable called newNum, and we convert it to double by using the double keyword after that. Int newNum equals 11, This is about declaring and defining the integer number 11, as you can see. And after that we use the double keyword to declare another variable called new num2 to store that integer number new num inside this new variable called new num2. So if you try to get the type for the new num2 variable, you will see it's floating point number or double number, not integer number like the new num variable. And I'll show you how to get the type for the new num2 variable and also for the first variable called new num. Before getting the type for the new num and new num2 variables, you can use the writeLine method to print out these two values on the screen, the value of the new num and the value of the new num2 variable. From the console class, use the writeLine method, as you can see here, for new num to display its value on the screen, and also for the new num2 variable, this double number. And after running this program to show the results, I'll show you also how to get the type for these two values. Save this file and hit the run button or Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen, and you will get 11, then another 11 on the screen. The second number in the output, as you can see, without decimal points here. But if you try to get the type for the new num2, you will see it's double or floating point number. Let me show you that. You can use the getType method to get the type for the new num variable and also for the new num2. And after using the getType method for the new num and new num2 variables and hitting Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen, you will see in the output here the type for the first data type, or the type for new num, equals system.int32. The type of data for the new num variable is integer number, as you can see, or int32, and the type of data for the new num2 variable, not an integer number, it's double, as you can see. This is the first type of casting in the C# programming language. The second type of casting in the C# programming language is called the explicit casting. And this type of casting is about placing the type in round braces in front of the value. Let's change double or convert double to integer number using the explicit casting method. As you can see, we have a variable here called new num3. It's a double, and we want to convert it to integer number. To do that, you can see int new num4 equals int in between round braces, followed by the name of the double variable called new num3. As you can see, this method is used to convert double to integer, to convert the new num3 double number, or this floating point number 11.32, and place semicolon at the end of the statement, to an integer number. So initialize or declare another variable called new num4, or follow the rules for naming variables, and you can give it any name you wish, and store the double value but in integer form, like this example here, inside this variable called new num4, or this integer number. So the value that is stored inside the new num4 in this case is 11 without decimal point. The value of the new num4 is an integer number. So if you want to get the type for new num3, you will see it's double. But if you try to get the type for the new num4 variable, you will see it's integer number, or int 32-bit. Let's use the getType method to get the type of new num3 and new num4 variables on screen. New num3.getType, then another one for the new num4 variable. Save the file and hit the run button, or use Ctrl F5 to show the output to compile and run this program. You can see this is the output. The type for the new num3 variable is double, and the type for the new num4 variable is integer number, or int 32-bit. That's it, easily. The third type of casting or conversion in the C# programming language is by using the convert class. And you can convert types using methods from this convert class. Here we are creating 3 variables with different values to use the type conversion methods from the convert class with these values. The last one bool, new bool equals false. Here are the 3 variables. The first one is integer number. Its value is an integer number. The second value is floating point number or double, and the third value for the third variable is a boolean value. So let's use the type conversion methods to convert these types. The first data type we will use here is the toString method to convert to string. You can use this method from the convert class, exactly like this example here, convert.toString for the new int variable to convert this integer number to string. The second data type we have here is the toDouble method from the convert class also, and this method is used to convert to the double data type toDouble, also for the new int variable or the new int integer number to convert it from integer or int to double. Using the toInt32 method from the convert class is our third example here, and this method is used to convert to the integer number data type in the C# programming language. From the convert class, use the toInt32 for the new double variable to convert it from the double data type to the integer number or toInt32 data type in the C# programming language. You can see the variable name in between the round braces of that method. Let's use the toString method again with the third variable called newBool to convert it from boolean or bool to string. Now, after using all these methods, we need to save and run this program to show the output on screen. Hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to compile and execute this program to show the output on the screen for these conversion methods. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about inputs and outputs in the C# programming language. You can take input from a user in the C# programming language by using the readLine method, and this method from the console class. The console class in the C# programming language is used to represent the standard input, output, and error streams for the console applications. So for taking inputs from a user, or if you want to access data from a user, you can use the console.readLine method. And also you have to know that the console.readLine method returns a string data type all the time. So you cannot get information from another data type such as integer numbers by using int or double or anything like that. And simply if you try to do that, you will get an error in the output. The console.readLine method retains only a string data type. And after taking inputs from a user, if you want to output the result on the screen, you can use the writeLine method or the write method from the console class. Let's talk about the difference between the writeLine method and the write method. First, the writeLine method prints the output on the screen on a new line each time. But the write method from the console class prints the output on the same line each time. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson I will show you how to take input from user by using the readLine method in the C# programming language. Let's get started. At the beginning, let's use the writeLine method from the console class to display a line of text or to display a statement before taking input from a user. console.writeLine, and in between the round braces of that method called writeLine, type your name here. This is our text before taking input from a user, and you can place any string instead of the string here. You can type enter your name or enter your text or any string you wish in between double quotes inside the round braces of the writeLine method from the console class. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement to avoid getting errors. Now we need to take string input from a user. To do that, you can use the readLine method also from the console class and assign this to a variable. As you can see in this example here, we assign console.readLine to a variable, to a string variable called name. The console.readLine method retains a string data type. So to declare it, use a string data type before the variable name, like name in this case. This is about taking input from a user, and semicolon at the end of the statement also. You cannot get information from another data type instead of string, such as int. If you try to replace string with int before the name variable, you will get an error in the output. However, in the C# programming language, you can use the convert.to methods to convert any type of data explicitly, and I will show you that. After storing a name inside the name variable after taking input from a user, if you want to print out this name on the screen, you can use the writeLine method again. After that, let me show you that to display the name on screen after taking input from a user. Type console.writeLine, and in between the round braces of that method, type a string data type and combine or concatenate it with the name variable to display the name value on the screen after the string. Also, your name is plus name. To concatenate the string data type, your name is plus the value that will be stored inside the name variable after taking input from a user after running and executing this program. To show the output of this program, hit the run button, or you can use Ctrl F5 to show the output. You will see the first string by using the writeLine method. Type your name here, type any name you wish, and hit enter after that, and you will get the output. Your name is plus the value of the name variable, which is Ahmed in this case. The output by using the writeLine method from the console class is the string data type, your name is, plus the value stored inside the name variable, which is Ahmed in this case, or any name inserted here. As we said previously, the readLine method retains only string, but if you try to use another data type, you will get an error, like int in this case. Int user ID equals the console.readLine method. In this case, we have an error here, cannot implicitly convert type string to int. And to avoid this error, you can use the convert.to method. Let me show you that. From the convert class, let's use the toInt 32-bit method to convert the user input in this example, and place in between the round braces of that method the console.readLine method to take integer input in this case, in this example here. And if you try to place a wrong input in this case, you will get an error. Now let's run this program to show the output. Save and use Ctrl F5 or use the run button to run this program, and you will get the string. Type your ID here, type integer number and hit enter, and you will get this output. Your ID is plus the integer number inserted here. If you try to use another data type here as an input, you will get an error. That's all about using the readLine method in the C# programming language to take input from a user. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about operators in the C# programming language to perform different operations on variables and values theoretically. First, the arithmetic operators in the C# programming language. These operators are used to perform mathematical operations such as addition by using the plus sign operator, subtraction by using the minus sign operator to subtract one value from another, multiplication to multiply two values or many values if you wish, division by using the slash operator or the division operator to divide one value by another, also modulus or the remainder operator to return the division remainder. Another arithmetic operator in the C# programming language is the increment operator. And this increment operator will increase the value of a variable by 1. X plus plus exactly like x plus 1. And the same thing for the decrement operator by using x minus minus. This is exactly like x minus 1. The second type of operators is called the assignment operator. In the C# programming language, we use a single equal sign to assign a value to a variable. And if you want to add this value to another value, you can use the plus equals operator. And if you want to subtract that value from another value, you can use the minus equal operator. And if you want to multiply that value by another value, you can use the multiplication or the asterisk equal operator, and so on. Now let's talk about the third type of operators, which is the comparison operators in the C# programming language. The output from a comparison operation will be a Boolean value, will be true or false. The first comparison operator we use in the C# programming language to compare two variables or two values is the equal to operator by using the double equal sign, then the not equal operator, then greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and finally the less than or equal to operator to compare two values or two variables. The last type of operators we have here in this lesson is the logical operators in the C# programming language to determine the logic between variables or values easily. The first one is called the logical AND or the AND operator, and this operator will give you true if both statements are true. If the two sides of this operator are true, the program will give you true. And if any of the two sides of the logical AND operator is false, the program will give you false in this case. The second logical operator is called the logical or the OR operator by using double bar. And if you try to use the logical OR operator, it will return true if one of the statements is true. If one of the two sides of the logical OR operator is true, the program will give you true in this case. And the last operator is called the logical NOT or the NOT operator, and this logical operator reverses the result. So by using the logical NOT operator, it will give you false if the result is true, and it will give you true if the result is false. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about operators in the C# programming language. In this lesson you will learn about different types of operators in the C# programming language. And there are different types of operators like arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and many more, assignment operators to assign values to variables, comparison operators for the comparison operations like greater than, less than, and many more, and finally logical operators in the C# programming language, the AND logical operator, or and more. Let's get started. In the C# programming language, you can perform mathematical or arithmetic operations on values. And we have a simple example here. We have two variables. The first one is called first value. The second variable is called second value, and its value is 20 in this case. The two variables are integers, so we use int for the first one and another int for the second one to declare these variables. And we have 5 mathematical operations or arithmetic operations here. The first one is the addition by using the plus sign operator to add two numbers together, first value plus second value, and the write line method to write this on the screen or to display the output for this operation on the screen. And you can see for the subtraction operation also we use the minus sign operator to subtract the second value from the first value, and the output on another line by using the write line method also. The third type of operators here is the asterisk operator or the multiplication operator. So we use this multiplication operator to multiply first value by the second value, and you will get the output also for this operation on the screen. The write line will print out the output on the screen once you run this program. Then the division operation by using slash to divide two numbers, second value by first value, and you will get the output on the screen. And the last one is the modulus operator. The modulus operator in this example will return the division reminder. You can increment or decrement values in the C# programming language by using plus plus or minus minus. And we have two examples here also. First value plus plus, this is like first value equals first value plus 1. Next, plus plus first value, and this is also will add 1 to the first value. The increment operator in the C# programming language plus plus will increase the value of a variable by 1. And for decrement in the C# programming language we use minus minus, as in this example here, to decrease the value of this variable called second value by 1. To get the output for all these operations, you need to save and run this program. You can do that by using Ctrl F5 from the keyboard, or you can use the run button after saving this file, and you will get all the outputs. As you can see, all the results for our operations for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, and another increment operation, then the last one, which is the decrement operation. All that in order. 10 plus 20 equals 30. 10 minus 20 equals minus 10, and so on. In C#, to assign values to variables, we use single equal sign operator. Exactly as in this example here. We have a variable called new value, and to assign a value to this variable, we use single equal sign. Its value is an integer number data type, so we use int in this case to declare this integer variable, and semicolon at the end of the statement. Also, you can use the addition assignment operator to add a value to this variable, like this example here, to add 10 to the value of the new value variable. New value plus equals 10, exactly like new value equals new value plus 10. Now if you try to run this program or execute it, you will see the value of the new value variable is 25. This is from adding 10 to the first value of the new value variable, which equals 15. So we got 25 in the output. There is another assignment operator called the subtraction assignment operator. Once you declare and define a variable, you can use the subtraction assignment operator to subtract a value from a variable, like this example here. Declare a variable called value1 or any valid name you wish. This is an integer variable. As you can see, by using the int keyword, we declare that variable and its value is equal to 20. And semicolon at the end of this statement. After that, we use the subtraction assignment operator to subtract 10 from 20 by using this new statement, value1 minus equals 10. And the output, as you can see on the screen for this program, after using the writeLine method to display the output for the value 1 variable, is 10. 20 minus 10 equals 10. That's all about it. We have used 3 examples only for the assignment operators in the C# programming language. However, there are many of assignment operators in the C# programming language, such as multiplication assignment, division assignment, modulus assignment, and many more. Now it's time to talk about the comparison operators in the C# programming language. There are different types of comparison operators in C#. Exactly as in this example here: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and finally not equal to. The results for these operations are Boolean values, true or false. So let's run this program to show the output. Here are all the results for our comparison operations here. First value is greater than second value, false. 10 is not greater than 20. For the second one, first value is less than second value is true, and so on. Okay, to determine the logic between variables or values in the C# programming language, we use logical operators such as logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. Our first example here is about using the logical AND operator in C#, and this will return true if both sides of this operator are true. In this example, first value is greater than 7, this is true, and for the right side, second value is less than 21, also this is true, so in the output we got true as a result in this case. But if you try to change 7 to 11, for example, now the left term of the AND operator is false in this case. First value equals 10, and 10 is not greater than 11. 10 is smaller than 11, so in this case the output is false. The two terms or the two sides of the logical AND operator must be true to get true. The second type of logical operators is called logical OR, and this OR operator will return true if one of the two sides is true. So in this example here, you can see the left side is false, but we got true in the output because the second term is true. Second value is less than 21. And the last example we have here for the logical operators in the C# programming language is the logical NOT or the NOT operator. The logical NOT operator will reverse the result. So for the OR operator example, we use the NOT operator to reverse true to get false. Not true equals false, not false equals true. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about the mathematical operations in the C# programming language. There is a class in the C# programming language that has many useful methods to perform mathematical tasks on numbers or values. It's the math class in the C# programming language that has many useful methods to perform mathematical operations. Let's discuss some of these methods. The first method is the max method from the math class, and this method is used to find or to get the highest value or the largest value between two values, x and y. You will get the largest number between two values by using this method from the math class easily. Just inside the round braces of this method, you can put the two values to get the highest value between these two values. The second method we have here is the min method or the minimal method to find the minimum or to find the lowest value of two values, x and y. Also put the two values in between the round braces of the min function or the min method to get the lowest or the smallest value between these two values. Next is the square root method from the math class to get the square root of a value, to get the square root of x. In between the round braces of that method, just place a value to get the square root of this value easily. The math class in the C# programming language provides a useful method to get the absolute value of x, or the absolute value of a number, and the absolute value is a positive value, so you can put a value in between the round braces of the abs method and you will get the absolute value of that value. One useful method to round a number or to round a value in the C# programming language is the round method from the math class. And this method is used to round a number to the nearest whole number. So if you put 10.99, you will get 11 in the output. The round method from the math class rounds that number. The last method we have here from the math class is the power method, or the pow method, and this method is used to calculate a number raised to the power of some other. Just in between the round braces of that method, place the value and the power and separate between them using comma to return the value of the specified number raised to the specified power. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss performing mathematical operations in C# using the math class. Let's get started. Our first method in this lesson is the max method. You can use the max method from the math class in the C# programming language to find the highest or to find the largest value of two values. And we have an example here, the max method, and in between the round braces of the max method you can see we have 15, then comma, then 30, and the highest number or the highest value in this case equals 30, the second value, so the max method will give you 30 in this case. Once you save and run this program, you will see the output for this operation. The right line method in this case will print out the result on the screen. Here in this pop-up window, the output equals 30 in this case. You can change the two values to other values and see the difference in the output. Next, the second method we will discuss is called the min method. And this method is used to find the smallest value of two values or the lowest value of two values. As in this example here, the minimum number or the lowest number between 15 and 30 equals 15 in this case. This is our output. This is the minimal value. The min method from the math class is a very useful method to find the lowest value. You can try this method with different values. Next, the square root method from the math class in the C# programming language. Type math.sqrt to find or to return the square root of a value. This value in this case equals 100. You can replace it with another value if you wish, and the square root of 100 equals 10. Also, you can use the abs method from the math class in the C# programming language to get the absolute value, and the absolute value is a positive value. So in this example here we have minus 21.5 in between the round braces of the abs method, and the output in this case will be 21.5 without the minus sign. This is about the absolute value. To round a number to the nearest whole number in the C# programming language, you can use the round method from the math class. And we have an example here. Type math.round and place a value in between the round braces of that method. Our value in this case is 29.99, and the output for this example will be the nearest whole number for that number we have here, which equals 30. The output will be 30. Our last example in this lesson is the pow method to compute the power of a value or the power of a number. Type math.pow. This is the name of our function, the power method in the C# programming language, to raise 2 to the power of 2. So the output in this example will be 4. 2 power 2 equals 4. Now we need to run this program. We need to save and run this file to show the output for all these operations. Let's run this program to discuss the output. Click Ctrl F5 or use the run button and you will get these results here. The maximum number equals 30, the minimal number equals 15, the square root of 100 equals 10, the absolute value of minus 21.5 equals 21.5 without the minus sign, then the rounded number equals 30, and the last example 2 power 2 equals 4. That's all about the mathematical methods from the math class in the C# programming language. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about working with text in the C# programming language by using the string data type. String is a sequence of characters or collection of values. And in the C# programming language, for storing collection of characters, you can use the string data type by creating a string variable using the string keyword from the C# library. So to create a string variable in the C# programming language, just place the string keyword before the variable name. And to create a string or collection of characters, just use quotes and place collection of characters in between these double quotes, and this is called a string data type. You can assign this to a variable or store it inside a variable, and don't forget to use the string keyword before that variable name. If you have a string data type in the C# programming language and you want to know the number of characters in that string data type or the length of that string, you can use the length property easily after the variable name. Just place the dot notation after the variable name, which stores the collection of characters, followed by the dot notation followed by the length property. If you want to concatenate or combine two strings or more, there are different ways to do that. First of all, you can concatenate two strings by using the plus sign operator. And also, you can use the string interpolation by using the $sign before double quotes, and inside these double quotes, you can insert a string or collection of characters, and also you can use curly braces or placeholders to insert different values inside that string data type. Another way to concatenate two strings is by using the concat method. And in between the round braces of that method, you can place strings and separate between them using comma. And the concat method will combine these strings together. Suppose you have a string or collection of characters and you want to access only a single character from this collection of characters or this string. To do that, you can use the index numbers. And you have to know that strings are zero-based index, so the first character in a string or in a collection of characters has the index 0. The second character in a string has the index 1, and so on. So if you want to access the first character in a string, you can use that string name or the variable name that stores the string, followed by square braces, and place the index number for that character in between those square braces easily. In order to work with string data type in the C# programming language, you should know about special characters. There are some special characters to work with strings in the C# programming language. The first character is single quote, and this is an escape character to escape single quote in a string data type. Next is double quote, and also this is an escape character to escape the inner double quotes. If you want to put double quotes inside other double quotes, just place before every inner double quote. In a string data type, you can use the double backslash also as an escape character to show only a single backslash in a string or collection of characters. There is a very useful escape character in the C# programming language, which is \n, and this \n is used to add all the next words or collection of characters in a new line. So this character will add a new line, and you can use \t also to add tab, and finally \b to add backspace. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss strings in the C# programming language. Strings in the C# programming language simply are used for storing text and collection of characters. You can declare a string variable by using the string keyword, and the string variable is used to store collection of characters or sequence of characters in between double quotes. Let me show you that in action. Let's create a string data type or a string variable by using the string keyword. You can see our example here. The string keyword to declare a string variable. This is a string variable by using the string keyword from the C# library. And we store this string data type or this collection of characters in between double quotes. And this string will be stored inside this variable called new message, and follow the rules for naming variables in the C# programming language to name this variable. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of this statement. Now, to display the value of the new message on the screen, you need to use the writeLine method from the console class. Let's do that. You can see here the second statement, the writeLine method from the console class, console.writeLine, and in between round braces of the writeLine method, we have the variable name, which is called new message, as you can see here, to get its value on the screen. The writeLine method will display the value of the new message variable on the screen once you save and run this program. Now, to compile and run this program, hit Ctrl F5, or you can use the run button from here. Excellent. You can see the output here. This collection of characters in this pop-up window. After running this program directly, hi C# developers, or any string stored inside this variable here, or any variable created by using the string keyword. You need to declare the type, which is string, to declare a string variable, and this is our string variable called new message here, and single equal sign to assign this to a variable called new message in this case. After that, the writeLine method to display the value of this variable, which is this collection or sequence of characters in between double quotes, and semicolon at the end of each statement here. And to show the output, use the run button or Ctrl F5. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Previously, We talked about string data type in the C# programming language, and a string is a collection of characters. But in this lesson I'll show you how to display the number of these characters on the screen, how to get the length of a string. You can get the length of a string data type by using the length property. For this string data type or this string variable here called new message, let's use the length property to get the number of characters in this string data type. How many characters here? Our statement here contains the length property. After the variable name, put the variable name or the string variable, new message here, as you can see, followed by the dot notation, and after this dot notation, the length property. And this length property is used to display the number of characters for this string variable, which is this collection of characters. How many characters here? And the output will be this string data type followed by the length of this string, the number of characters in a new message is, and the number of characters or the new message length on the screen once you run this program. The writeLine method will display this on the screen, this new collection of characters concatenated with the value of the new message.length, which is the length of the new message variable. Now to show the output, you need to save and run this program. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output. You can see in this pop-up window here, the number of characters in new message is plus the length of the new message variable or the length of the new message string, the length for this string or this collection of characters here. Hi C# developers, 17 characters in this collection, and you can replace it with another one if you wish. That's all about using the length property with a string data type to get the number of characters or to get the length. And to close this pop-up window, hit any key. That's all about this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. There are many useful methods in the C# programming language to work with strings. For example, to make all the characters in uppercase, you can use the toUpper method. And to make all the string characters in lowercase, you can use the lowercase method. Let's see this in action. Let's start with the toUpper method. By using the toUpper method here with this string variable new message, this string or this data type or this collection of characters will be converted in uppercase. All the characters will be in uppercase, and the writeLine method will display the result on the screen. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 to show the output in the pop-up window. This is our output here. All the characters in uppercase. All the characters are converted to uppercase. Hi C# developers in uppercase, but in this case not in uppercase, as you can see. And you can use the toLower to convert all the characters for this new message string to lowercase instead of uppercase. Let me show you that also. Hit any key, press any key to close this window. You can see our second example here for the same variable, for the new message variable. The variable name followed by the dot notation, and after that the other method, which is toLower, to convert all these characters in lowercase instead of uppercase as in this example here. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement. Place this inside the round braces of the writeLine method, and the writeLine method will display the output on the screen. We'll write the output for this operation on the screen through the pop-up window. Hit Ctrl F5 to show this output. Awesome. As you can see, all the characters are converted to lowercase, and for the first example, all the characters in uppercase, as you can see. It's so easy, and there are many useful methods to work with strings in the C# programming language, but this is a simple example. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about string concatenation in the C# programming language. You can combine strings in C# by using the plus sign operator. Let me show you that in action. Let's create two variables and we are gonna concatenate these two variables. You can see the first variable, the first string variable is called first text, and we store this collection inside this variable. And don't forget to place the type, which is string in this case, by using the string keyword. And for the second variable, it's a string also by using the string keyword here, and this collection of characters is the value of this second text. And all these texts or all these collection of characters in between double quotes. And don't forget to place this space here to add space after and before welcome. Now to concatenate or combine these two strings, you can use the plus sign and put the concatenation operation as a value for another variable. Let's create the third variable to put the concatenation operation as a value of it. You can see the value of the third variable is this concatenation operation or this combination of first text variable plus second text variable, as you can see. And the value of the full text variable in this case will be hello and welcome to C#. The two strings will be concatenated. And if you try to print out the value of the full text variable on the screen by using the writeLine method from the console class, you will get the full string, which is hello and welcome to C#. Now let's use the console.writeLine to show the output for this operation or to display the full string on the screen. You can see here by using the writeLine method from the console class for the full text variable, this string variable that contains this concatenation first text plus second text, this collection plus this collection. Now hit the run button, save and run this program, or you can click Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen on the pop-up window like that. As you can see here, hello and welcome to C#. The two strings or the two collection of characters are concatenated by using the plus sign operator. String plus string, and put it as a value of the third variable full text or any variable name. Follow the rules for naming variables here. That's all about it. You can hit any key to close this window if you wish. Thank you so much for watching. You can use the plus sign operator to concatenate strings. But there is a useful method in the C# programming language to do the same thing, which is called the concat method. You can use the concat method in the C# programming language to concatenate strings. So instead of using the full text variable here to concatenate these two variables by using the plus sign operator, let's use the concat method to concatenate these two variables here, first text and second text. You can see our operation here. String.concat to concatenate first text with the second text to see the full string hello and welcome to C#. To concatenate the value of the first text variable with the value of the second text variable also by using this concat method from string.concat and place the first parameter first text, then comma, then the second parameter which is second text, and the right line method also to display the value of this operation or the result for this operation on the screen. After that, save and run this program to show the output. Hit Ctrl F5 and you will see the output in pop-up window like that. You can see the same previous result, hello and welcome to C#. This is by using the plus sign operator, and this is by using the concat method. It's so easy and so simple. As you can see, you can try this by yourself with different strings. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Two ways used here to concatenate strings in the C# programming language. The first one is by using the plus sign operator, and the second one is by using the concat method. And there is a powerful way to concatenate strings in the C# programming language, and it's called string interpolation by using the $sign operator. Let me show you that. Let's concatenate these two strings or these two collection of characters by using the string interpolation process. You can see this is called string interpolation, and we store this string interpolation operation inside this variable to get the result of this operation by using the variable name full text. And this is a string variable also using the string keyword. By using the $sign operator and double quotes here, you can inject the value of the first text here and the value of the second text here in this placeholder and this placeholder, and the output will be the full text is and the value of the first text, which is hello and then welcome to C#. Now to display the output of this operation, you can use the variable name full text. Let's use the right line method from the console class to display the output of this operation, which is the full text is hello and welcome to C#. Console.WriteLine full text inside the round braces of the WriteLine method. Now after that, save and run this program to show the output. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output in this black pop-up window. This is the output as you can see here. The full text is hello and welcome to C#. The string followed by the value of the first text in this placeholder and the value of the second text in this placeholder. Use the $sign followed by double quotes and place all the operation as you can see inside double quotes. That's all about it. You can try this by yourself with other values. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Assume you have a string data type like this string variable here full text that contains this string data type in between double quotes, and want to access characters from this string. For example, want to access the first character or the second character or the third character. To do that, you can use the index numbers in the C# programming language for strings. And strings are zero-based index, so if you want to access the first character from this string, you can use the variable name followed by square brackets and the index number 0 to get this character, the first character from the full text string. And if you want to get the second character, or if you want to access the second character from a string, you can use the index number 1 and the index number 2 for the third character, and so on. So let's use index numbers to access characters from this string called full text. This statement to access the first character from the full text string. Put 0 in between square brackets like that after the string variable name and semicolon at the end of the statement. To access the second character, you can use the index number 1. This is to access the second character from the full text, which is H. To access the third character from the full text, you can use 2 inside square brackets like that. This is to access E from this string variable or this string data type. Now hit Ctrl F5 to show the output or to run this program in pop-up window. Excellent. Here are the results. T, the first character that has the index 0, H, the second character that has the index 1, then E that has the index 2 from this full text string. And you can do the same thing for any string data type in the C# programming language. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. You can use the index numbers to access string characters by using the index number for any character you want, like this example here. But if you want to find the position of any character in a string, you can use the index of method in the C# programming language. What is index of? The index of method simply is used to get the specific character position or index number. Let me show you that in action. Let's use it to access the position of any character we want from this string here. We have a simple example here. We want to access the position of X from this string called full text by using the index of method. Just place the variable name, the string variable name full text, this string variable here that contains this string data type or this collection of characters, followed by dot notation and this method to get the position of X from inside this string. And here is X. And you will get 11 in the output. In this case, the position for X inside this collection of characters is 11. Now to show the output, use this operation inside the round braces of the writeLine method from the console class. Save and run this program by using Ctrl F5 to execute it, and you will get the output in pop-up window like this window here. Here is our output. We got 11, the index number or the position of this character inside the full text string variable. And if you try to change it to another character, you can do that. For example, I. Hit Ctrl F5 again, and you can see the output in this case. We got 14. the index number for I inside this string or this collection of characters. I is here. If you try to change the character I from here to any character that is not here inside this collection of characters, you will get -1 in the output. For example, let's change I to Z. Z is not in this string here. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output. In this case, you will get -1 in this pop-up window. Here is -1. This is our output in this case. Z is not in this string data type or this collection or sequence of characters here. That's all about this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we will discuss the special escape characters in the C# programming language. Let me show you that in action by taking simple example. Here is our example, \n here to add a new line to make this string or this next collection of characters in a new line. You will see the string on the first line, then welcome to this C# course on the next line by using \n here to add new line. Also, to escape double quotes from inside another double quotes for the string, use \/ before each double quote. As you can see, \/ double quote here and \/ double quote here to add C# course this string inside double quotes in this string. Otherwise, you will get an error. Now, to print out this string, you can use the writeLine method from the console class. Let me show you that. You can see in this case the writeLine method from the console class to print out or to write this on the screen, the value of the new message, which is hi there, then welcome to this C# course on the next line. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output on pop-up window like that. Excellent. As you can see, hi there, and because we used \n after hi there, the next collection of characters on new line, as you can see, welcome to this C# course in between double quotes, as you can see. And to skip each double quote here, use \/ before each double quote. That's all about it. Also, you can use \t to add tab or \b to add backspace. Let me show you that. You can see in this example here, \t in this example to add tab, and we use \t for 4 times here. \b in this case is used to add backspace, and we use it for 2 times, as you can see. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output for this operation on the screen on this pop-up window here. You can see hi there and welcome on the next line. Then after welcome, you can see tabs here by using \t for 4 times, and after that by using \b for 2 times, we have backspace for 2 times here, so we got C course. You can easily try this by yourself with another string. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about conditional statements in the C# programming language to execute specific block of code. If you want to execute a specified block of code based on a condition or a test expression, you can do that by using the conditional statements in the C# programming language. In order to make decisions based on conditions, in the C# programming language we use the conditional if, else if, and else statements. And if the condition of the conditional if statement is true, the program will execute the full body of the conditional if statement. But if the condition of the conditional if statement is false, the program will skip the conditional if statement and continue with the next block for the else if statement. And if the condition of the else if statement is true, the program will execute it. If the condition or the test expression for the else if statement is false, the program will skip the body. And if all the previous conditions are false, the program will execute the else statement body immediately. And here is the syntax of the conditional if statement in the C# programming language. Exactly as we said before, if the test expression for the conditional statement is true, the program will execute the code of the body of the conditional if statement. But if the test expression 1 is false, the program will skip that body and will execute the true condition. After that, if the test expression 2 is true, the program will execute it. And if it's false, the program will skip the body of the else if statement and will execute the else statement in this case, because all the previous test expressions are false, so the program executes the body of the else statement. Also, make sure to use the words if, else if, and else statements in lowercase letters. And if you try to use the uppercase letters for if or else if or the else statement, this will give you an error in the output. That's all about it theoretically, and I'll show you all of that practically also in this course. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we will talk about the conditional if statement in the C# programming language. You can make decisions or perform different actions based on conditions or test expressions by using the conditional if statement. And to create conditional if statement in the C# programming language, you need to use the keyword if, and the body will be inside curly braces. Let me show you that in action. We have a simple example here. First of all, you can see to declare the conditional if statement or to create conditional if statement in the C# programming language, you need to use the keyword if. To make decision or to execute this code if this condition or test expression for the conditional if statement is true. And you know, the condition in this case is true, so the program will automatically execute the full body of the conditional if statement in this case. All the C# code from inside these curly braces here will be executed because this condition or test expression for the conditional if statement is true. But if you try to change it to false, the program will skip this body and will not execute anything. You will see nothing in the output. But if you try to save and run this program as it is, as you can see here, you will get this is true in the output. The program will execute this writeLine method from the console class to execute or to print out this string or this collection of characters on the screen on a pop-up window. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output. The output as shown here, this is true. This string data type from inside the round braces of the writeLine method. The program executes the body, the full body of the conditional if statement because the condition is true. And if you try to change it to false, to change this condition to false, you will not see anything in the output. Let me show you that. Now we have false condition. So in this case, you will get a warning message here. You can see unreachable code detected. But if you try to run this program by using Control F5 or use the run button to compile and execute this program, you will not see anything in the output. As you can see, we have nothing in the output. You can press any key to close this window now. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In the conditional if statement, for conditions you can use comparison operators instead of using true or false. You can place comparison operation here, and if the comparison operation is true, the program will execute the body of the conditional if statement. But if the result from the comparison operation is false, the program will skip the conditional if statement and you will not see anything in the output. For example, in this case, 3 is greater than 10. This condition is false. 3 is not greater than 10. So the program will skip the body and you will see a warning message here. Unreachable code detected. But if you try to change it, for example, from greater than to less than, as you can see, we have no warnings here because the program will execute the full body of the conditional if statement. This is true. Now hit the run button, or you can use Control F5 to execute this program, and you will see this message in the output in this pop-up window here. This is true, our program, and you can execute any code inside the curly braces of the conditional if statement. Once the condition or the test expression is true, the program will automatically execute the full body of the conditional if statement. That's all about it. Hello and welcome to this lesson. As we said previously, you can use comparison operators here for conditions or for the test expression of the conditional if statement. For example, you can replace this with another condition or with another comparison operation if you wish. You can see the result for this operation also is true, so the program will execute the body of this conditional if statement. Run the program and you will see the output also the same message. This is true in the output here in the pop-up window. You can see this is true. Hit any key to close this window, and also you can use variables for testing conditions for the conditional if statement. Let's explore that. We have two variables here. The first one is the first value and the second one is the second value. And the two variables are integers by using the int keyword here. Integer variables. The value of the first one is 30 and the value of the second one equals 25. Let's use these variables or the values of these variables in condition or test expression for conditional if statement. You can see we have the conditional if statement here, and its condition is first value equals second value, and this condition or test expression, you know, it's false. The value of the first value, as you can see, equals 30, but the value of the second value equals 25, and 30 is not equal to 25, so the program will skip the full body of the conditional if statement here. You will not see anything in the output. Hit Control F5 and you can see nothing in the output. Because this condition is false, the program skips the body of the conditional if statement and not execute it. Now, if you want to execute the body of the conditional if statement, make this condition true. Let's change it. Let's change this comparison operator to another one. For example, greater than. First value is greater than second value, and this is true. Save and run the program again, and you will see our string or this collection of characters in this pop-up window as an output. As you can see, the program executes the body of the conditional if statement. In this case, this body is executed. That's all about it. Hit any key to close this window. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about the else if statement in the C# programming language to perform different actions or to execute a block of code based on condition. We have an example here. First value equals second value, and this condition is false, so the program will skip the body of the conditional if statement in this case. And if you want to add another condition to execute it if this condition is false, as in this example here, you can do that by using the else if statement to execute the body of the else if statement if all the previous conditions are false. In this example here, the else if statement is created by using the else if keyword followed by condition. Also, it has a condition, and this condition is false also, so the program will skip also the body of the else if statement. The program will skip the body of the if statement because this condition is false, and the program will go from top to bottom for the else if statement, and this condition is false also. So for this program, the C# compiler will skip the body of the else if statement also, and you will not see anything in the output. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output. You can see nothing in the output. The two conditions are false. Let's try to change this condition here. This condition now is true. Second value less than first value. Now this condition or test expression is true, so the program will execute this condition if all the previous conditions are false. In this case, the previous condition is false. As you can see, first value is not equal to second value. This condition is false, so the program will skip the body of the conditional if statement and will execute the body of the else if statement because the condition here is true. So hit Ctrl F5 to show the output, and you can see the output is the second collection here from inside the body of the else if statement. The program executes this body, all the codes from inside the body of the else if statement, because the condition for the else if statement is true and all the previous conditions are false. Now hit any key. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Let's talk about the else statement. We have two conditions here. The first one is false for the conditional if statement, and the second one also is false. And we want to execute block of code if all the previous conditions are false, as in this example. To do that, you can use the else statement. The program will execute the else statement block if all the previous conditions or test expressions are false. In this example here, the program will execute the body of the else statement here. The program will execute this statement or any code from inside the body of the else statement in this case, because all the previous conditions are false. If this condition is true, the program will execute it. And if it's false, as in this example, the program will go to the next one to execute it. And if this condition is true, the program will execute it. If it's false, as in this example, the program will skip the body of the else if statement. And if all the previous conditions are false, the program will execute the else statement body, the full body of the else statement, as in this example. And the writeLine method will display this message on the screen, or this string, another collection. So you will see another collection on a pop-up window after running this program. Save and execute this program, or use Ctrl F5, and you will see the output on a pop-up window like that. You can see we have another collection here. You can try this with different variables and values. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about ternary operator in C#, or it's called short if-else statement. And here is the syntax of the ternary operator in the C# programming language. It's very short. Declare a variable by using its type, and use test expression or condition here, and if this condition is true, the program will execute the expression here, the first expression from here before this colon. And if this test expression is false, the program will execute the second expression from here. Let me show you that in action to clarify that. You can see our example here. This is the ternary operator we have here. After declaring an integer variable called counting and its value equals 30 in this case, we have this variable, this string variable called new result. And this is the condition or the test expression for the conditional if statement in this case, or this ternary operator, or this short if. Counting is less than 25, but this is false. This is false, so the program will execute the second one from here. But if this condition or test expression is true, the program will execute the first one. And use the writeLine method after that to print out the result for this operation, to get the output or catch the output on a pop-up window. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output, and you will get this second one on a pop-up window. As you can see, second one. It's easy to do. Hit any key to close this window, and you can change this condition, or you can replace it with another one, greater than instead of less than, and this condition or test expression is true in this case, so the program will give you first one instead of second one. Hit Ctrl F5 or run this program again, and you will get the output in this case as shown here, first one. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. One way to execute specified block of code in the C# programming language is by using the switch statement. By using the switch case statement, you can execute or select one of many block of codes to be executed based on a test expression. And here is the syntax of the switch case statement in the C# programming language. To create the switch statement in the C# programming language, we use the switch keyword followed by test expression in between round braces or condition. and you can see the full body of the switch statement inside curly braces, case A, case B, and the default case. If the test expression matches case A, the program will execute the code from inside the case A body, and after that, by using the break statement, the program will break after executing that code. And if the test expression doesn't match case A, the program will skip this case and will continue with the next one, which is case B. If the test expression matches this case, the program will execute the body of this case, will execute the code from inside the case B. And after that, you can see the break statement to break the program if this case matches the test expression. And if all the previous cases are false, the program will execute the body of the default value and break after that. The program will execute the default case by default if all the previous conditions or all the previous cases are false, and also it has a break statement to break the program after that. That's all about the switch case statement theoretically, and in this course I will show you how to use the switch case statement in action practically also. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about the switch statement or the switch case statement in C#. Also in the C# programming language, you can use the switch case statement to make decision or to select one of many code blocks to be executed based on expression. Let me show you that in action. Let's create a variable to use the value of this variable in the switch expression, and after that I will show you how to create the switch case statement in C#. You can see our variable is integer in this case. It's called month and its value is 5, integer value without decimal point. After that, let's create the switch block. Let's declare it by using the switch keyword in C#. You can see to create the switch block, we use the switch keyword followed by expression inside round braces. After that, let's start the body of the switch statement. You can see our example here. The program will select the case that matches the value of this expression here. And the value of the month here, you know it's 5. So the program will execute case 5, which is the console.writeLine 5th month, and the break statement to break the program after executing the case 5 directly. You need to use the break statement for each one here. If all the previous cases are false, the program will automatically execute the default case, which is another month in this case, and the break statement also to break the program after executing it. But in this program here, the program will execute case 5 based on this expression for the switch statement. The value of month is equal to 5. So save and run this program or use Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen. You can see we got 5th month. From inside the case 5, as you can see, the program executes case 5. So the writeLine method will print this collection of characters here, 5th month. This is about making decision by using the switch statement in C#. But let's change the value of the month variable here. Change it, for example, to 7. And you can see no cases here, no case 7 here. So after all of that, the program will execute the default case automatically. Hit Ctrl F5. You can see the output shown here, another month. We got another month from the default case. The default case is like the else statement in the conditional if statement. The program will execute it if all the previous conditions or cases are false. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss loops in the C# programming language. There are different types of loops in the C# programming language, but first let's define a loop. In general, a loop is used to execute and repeat a block of code as long as a specified condition or test expression is true. And also you can use loops to iterate over collection of values. There are many features of using loops. For example, you can use loops to organize your code to save time, reduce errors, and also to make your code more readable and clean. C# has 3 types of loops. The first one is called while loop. The while loop is used to loop through a block of code or statements as long as a specified test expression is true. Once the condition or the test expression of the while loop is true, the program will execute the code block for that while loop. And to define the body of the while loop, we use curly braces in C#. The second type of loops is called the do while loop. And this type is used to execute a block of code once before checking if the condition or the test expression is true. And also it will execute and repeat the loop as long as the test expression is true. And if the test expression is false, the program will be finished. The third type of loops is called the for loop, and this is one of the most popular types of loops. To create for loop in the C# programming language, we use the for keyword, and the body of that loop also is inside curly braces. And also this type of loops is used to execute and repeat block of code based on test expression or condition as long as a condition is true. And if the condition is false, the program will be finished. Also, you can use the for loop to iterate over collection of values. For example, you can use the for loop to iterate over an array elements. That's all about it, and I'll show you all of that practically in this course. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about loops in the C# programming language. There are 3 types of loops in C#. The first one is called the while loop. The second type is called the do while loop, and the third type is called the for loop. You can use the while loop in the C# programming language to execute a block of code as long as a specified test expression is reached. In this lesson, I'll show you how to use the while loop in action. First of all, you need to declare it by using the while keyword. But before the while loop, you need to declare a variable and define it by using a value. To use this variable inside the condition or the test expression of that while loop. So let's declare a variable called x. This is our variable here, int x is equal to 0. This is an integer variable, and you can call it any name you wish. Follow the rules for naming variables here. The int keyword is used here to declare this integer variable, and its value is 0. 0 is the initial value for our while loop. We are gonna use x inside the condition or the test expression of the while loop. Let's start our while loop. First of all, use the while keyword, and after that use a condition. And the body of the while loop is inside curly braces, as you can see, console.writeLine x, and the increment operation after that, or the increment operator x++. This is to add 1 for each loop. The first value will be 0, the actual value of x. The second one is 1 is equal to 1 by using this increment operator. It's like x plus 1, so 0 plus 1 equals 1, and for the next loop 1 plus 1 equals 2 until reaching the last value. The last value in the output will be 6, because 6 is less than 7. This is the last value. Now you can hit Ctrl F5 to run this program to show the output. You will see all the values of this loop inside this pop-up window here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, which equals 6, as you can see. 0 is the first value. 0 is less than 7, so the program will print out this value. Then, due to using x++, the next value will be 1, and 1 is less than 7 also, so the program will give you 1 on the screen by using the writeLine method, and so on until reaching the last value, which equals 6. And 6 is smaller than 7, so the program will give you 6. But for the next one, which is 7, the program will not display 7 on the screen because the program ends after 6. 7 is not less than 7, so the program will end before 7. And make sure to increase the variable x in this case, or any variable used here in the condition of the while loop. Otherwise, the loop will never end. Let's discuss the second type of loops in the C# programming language, which is the do-while loop. And this type is a variant of the while loop simply. This loop is used to execute the block of code once before checking if the condition is true. You will see the condition of the do-while loop at the end. And the loop also in this case will be repeated as long as the condition of the do-while loop is true. Let me show you that in action. In C#, start the do-while loop by using the do keyword. And you can see the body of the do-while loop inside curly braces also. Console.writeLine x, then x++. Increase x by 1 in this case also, as we did previously with the while loop. And you can see the condition or the test expression for the do-while loop after the while keyword at the end of the do-while loop inside round braces x less than 7 and semicolon at the end of this statement. The program will execute this loop as long as the condition, this condition x less than 7 is true. So you will get all the previous outputs. You will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last value in this loop will be 6. 6 is less than 7, and the next value, which is 7, will not be printed on the screen because 7 is not less than 7. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button from the top menu to show the output on pop-up window. Once you execute this program, you will see the output on this pop-up window here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last value, as you can see in this loop, equals 6. That's all about it. And if you want to close the console window, you can hit or press any key. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about the third type of loops in the C# programming language, which is the for loop. You can use the for loop also to repeat a block of code or to iterate over a sequence of items. We have a simple example here. You can create the for loop by using the for keyword. And in between the round braces in the for loop header, you can see we have a variable, and follow the rules for naming variables to call this variable I equals 0. After that, semicolon, and this is the condition I is less than 7. This is the test expression for the for loop. The initial value is 0 for I. The program will display the value of I as long as this condition is true. Then after the condition, semicolon, then don't forget to place the incremental operator I++ to increase I by 1. The first value will be 0, the second value will be 1, and the last value in this loop will be 6. 6 is less than 7, so the program will display all the values from 0 until reaching 6, the last value here. And to write or print out the result of I on the screen through the console, use the writeLine method from the console class, and in between the round braces of the writeLine method, place the variable name, in this case I, and semicolon at the end of the statement. The body of the for loop is inside curly braces. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to compile and run this program to show the output in pop-up window in the console. Voila! The first loop prints 0 as you can see. This is the initial value of I, and I represents each number here. After displaying the first value of I, for the second loop prints 1. The second loop prints 1 in this case. This is by using the incremental operator I++, then 2, then 3 until reaching the last one that matches the condition I is less than 7. 6 is less than 7, and 7 is not printed here because 7 is not less than 7. That's all about it. Let's comment this line to prevent the execution for it. After that, let's change some details here. Let's change the variable name from I to X, for example, X equals 0. Also change the condition, X is less than or equal to 8 in this case, and also the incremental operation, X equals X plus 2 in this case. And don't forget to place X inside the round braces of the writeLine method to display each value for X. X will represent each number in this loop. Hit Ctrl F5 to run this program and you will get the output in the console. You can see the initial value is 0 for X, and X here is increased by 2, not 1. So the first loop prints 2, then 4 until reaching the last value. In this case, the last value is 8. The value 8 matches our condition, in this case X is less than or equal to 8. In the C# programming language, you can use the for loop to iterate over collection of items, and you can use also the for each loop to iterate over sequence or collection of items. Let's take a simple example. We have an array here of strings. This array is called fruits. We are gonna talk about arrays later in this course in detail. This array of strings contains 4 items, as you can see: banana, fig, cherry, and watermelon, all that inside curly braces. And you can use the for each loop to iterate over these items to display the items of this array one by one from the first one to the last item in this array. Let's use the for each loop. You can see we have created the for each loop by using the for each keyword, and in the header of this for each loop and inside the round braces you can see we have a variable called fruit. This variable will represent each item in the fruits array. Fruit is a string, so use the string keyword to declare it, and the in keyword followed by the special variable name, which is array in this case. Fruit will represent each fruit in the fruits array. After that, you can see the body of this for each loop is inside curly braces. The writeLine method from the console class to display each fruit on the screen. So use the variable name or any valid variable name you use here inside the round braces of the writeLine method. After that, you need to hit Ctrl F5 to run this program, to compile and execute this program to show the result in the console window. All the items of our fruits array, as you can see in the console window, one by one. Fruit represents banana, and after displaying banana, it represents fig, and after displaying and writing fig on the screen using the writeLine method, it represents cherry, and so on until reaching the last item in this array called the fruits, which is watermelon. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will talk about two very important statements in C# programming language used with loops. The first statement is called the break statement, and you can use it to stop or break a loop. You can break a loop by using the break statement based on a condition, exactly as we will do here. This is our break statement inside the body of the conditional if statement. If I equals 5, the program will break automatically. And in this program, you will not see I equals 5 in the output. You will not see 5 in the output. You will see 0, 1, 2, 3, and the last value equals 4. Let me show you that. Let's hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to compile and run this program to show the output. Voila! You can see the last value here equals 4, not 5, due to using the break statement to break or stop this for loop. And the second statement is called the continue statement. But the continue statement breaks one iteration only in a loop. You can use it here inside the body of the conditional if statement also based on the condition of the conditional if statement. The continue statement will skip the current iteration and continue with the next one. As you can see here, continue. After that, hit Ctrl F5 again or use the run button to execute this program, and you will get the output in the console window. You can see in this case the program skips 5, as you can see, because I equals 5 for the conditional if statement and continues with the next one, which is 6 for the value of I. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss arrays in C#. If you want to store many values in a single special variable, you can do that by using array. Instead of declaring separate variables for each value, you can use an array to store or hold multiple values in a single special variable. If you want to declare an array in the C# programming language, you can define the variable type with square braces or square brackets. And here is the syntax of declaring an array. Just place the type followed by square braces, and after that the variable name and semicolon at the end of this statement for declaring that special variable. And this type can be int for integer numbers if you want to create an array of integers. It can be also string if you want to create an array for strings, collection of values, and many more. For instance, if you want to create an array of integers, you can do that exactly as you can see. The type int in this case followed by square braces followed by the variable name, in this case is new num, and follow the rules for naming variables in the C# programming language, and a single equal sign to assign this array to this special variable. And this array in this case contains 3 items of integers 1, 2, 3, separate between them using comma. In array we separate between the items using comma, all that inside curly braces as you can see, and semicolon at the end of that statement. That special variable called new num holds 3 items of integers in this example here, and you can place any number of integers you wish. You can place 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. If you want to create an array of strings, just place string, the string keyword, followed by these square braces, followed by the variable name and also a single equal sign, and put the string values or the string items in that array in between curly braces also. Suppose you have an array and you want to access items from that array. To do that, you can use the index numbers. You have to know that arrays are zero-based index, so if you want to access the first item from that array called new num, for example, in this case, you can use the variable name that contains that array followed by square braces and place 0 in between those square braces to access the first item, which is 1 in this case. If you want to access the second item, you can use 1. If you want to access the third item, you can use 2 and so on. Arrays are zero-based index, so the first item in an array has the index 0. For instance, also if you want to access the third item from the new num variable, which equals 3 in this case, you can use the variable name new num followed by square braces and place 2, the index number for 3 in this case, in between these square braces. That's all about it, and I'll show you that practically in this course. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss arrays in the C# programming language. What is an array? Array is a special variable to store many values in a single variable. It's a special variable that can hold many values and separate between these values using commas. Let's declare and define an array in the C# programming language using square brackets. We have a simple example here. This array is called degrees, and this array is an array of integer numbers. To declare it, use the square brackets after the type. And because this array is an array of integers, we use the int keyword here. You can create an array of strings by using the string keyword before the square brackets, and after that the array name is called degrees. This is a special variable, and follow the rules for naming variables here. And you can see the values of this array: 20, 30, 31, 32, and the last value is 40. Separate between them using comma, and all the values inside curly braces as you can see, semicolon at the end of the statement, and equal sign to assign this value to the special variable. If you want to use any value from here, you can use the variable name. That's it, easily. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Previously we have created this array of integer numbers here. You can also create an array of strings by using the string keyword followed by square brackets, and also follow the rules for naming variables, and you can insert values for string array inside curly braces. Let me show you that in action. Let's take a simple example of creating an array of string values, and this array is called fruits. This is the second example we have here. We have created the fruits variable, or the special variable, or the special array called fruits, by using the string keyword also followed by square brackets, because this is an array, and single equal sign to assign this array to this special variable. The program will store this array inside this variable, so if you want to use this array, you can use the variable name fruits. If you want to access any item from here, you can use the fruits array followed by the index number for any item from here. The first value is apple, the second value is banana, the third value is fig, and the last one is cherry. And all these values inside curly braces, separate between them using comma. The first item, then comma, the second item, then comma, and so on. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement to avoid getting any errors. In the next lesson, I will show you how to access items from these arrays here. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Arrays in C# are zero-based index, so if you want to access the first item from an array, you can use the index number 0. The first value here in this array called the fruits has the index 0. So if you want to access apple, for example, from the fruits array, you can use the fruits array name followed by square brackets and place inside these square brackets 0 to access the first item. The second item has the index 1, the third item has the index 2, the fourth item has the index 4, and so on. So let's use the index number 0 to access the first item, which is apple in this case. You can see this statement will display apple on the screen on a pop-up window. Fruits, the name of this array, the special variable followed by square brackets, and the index number inside these square brackets, as you can see, 0. The first value or the first item in an array has the index 0. So if you want to access apple, you can use 0. And if you want to access the first item from the degrees array, you can use degrees here instead of fruits followed by 0 inside square brackets also, and the console.writeLine here to display this on the screen. The writeLine method will print or write the result for this operation on a pop-up window on the console from the console class here, this method from the console class, and you know that. Now we want to access the second item also called banana that has the index 1. By using this statement also, you can access the second item, which is banana, from the fruits array. And you can do the same thing for the third item, which is fig. If you want to access fig, use the index number 2. That's enough for this example. Now, if you want to show the output on the screen, save this file and run this program. Hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button from the top menu from here. Voila! Apple, banana, and fig. As you can see, the item that has the index 0 is apple from the fruits array here. Banana is the second item that has the index 1. And fig, the third item from the fruits array also that has the index 2. Here, the third item, which is fig. If you want to access the last item or the fourth item, try to do this by yourself. You can use the index number 3 instead of 2 here. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we will talk about changing an element from an array. You can use the index numbers also to change any value from an array after creating it. For example, if you want to change the first item from the fruits array here, you can use the index number 0 and assign a new value to it. If you want to change the second value from the fruits array, you can use the index number 1 and assign a new value to it. Let me show you that. Let's change the first item or the first value from the fruits array. Then after that, I'll show you how to change the second value also. You can see here, this is about changing the first value from the fruits array. Use the index number 0 inside square brackets and assign a new value to this item. The new value in this case is watermelon instead of apple. So if you want to print out the fruits array on the screen, you will see the new value for the first item is watermelon. Now let's change the second value also by using the index number 1. The new second value, as you can see in this case, is lemon instead of banana. Now we need to use the writeLine method to show the changes in the output. This is for the first item. The first new item is watermelon. And this is for the second item, which is lemon in this case. Now hit Ctrl F5 to run this program to show the output on a pop-up window on the console. You can see in the console the first value is changed from apple to watermelon. Fruits 0 is watermelon in this case, the first item, by using the index number 0. The second item also is updated. The second value in this case from the fruits array is lemon instead of banana. And you can do the same thing for the third item or the third value from the fruits array. You can use the index number 2 to change the value of fig or any item you wish by using its index number. That's all about it. Try to do this by yourself for the fourth value, which is cherry. Try to change the value cherry from this array called fruits. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Assume we have an array and want to get the number of elements in that array. We want to know the number of items in that array. For example, we have two arrays here, degrees and fruits. To get the number of elements in the fruits array, you can use the length property. And also, to get the number of elements in the degrees array, you can use the length property. Let's see this in action. Let's use the length property to get the length of the fruits array. Then after that, I'll show you how to use the length property for the degrees array also. You can see the length property here to get the number of elements or the number of items in this array called fruits. The array name followed by dot notation followed by the name of the property, which is length in this case. All that inside the round braces of the writeLine method. The writeLine method will write the result in the console window. So use it from the console class to print out the result for this operation to display the number of elements for the fruits array. And don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement. Save and run this program to show the output on the pop-up window. Voila! We have 4 items in the fruits array. As you can see, apple, banana, fig, and cherry. And you can do the same thing with this array called degrees. You can use the length property to get the number of values or the number of elements in that array. Let's do that. Hit any key to close this window first. Then let's use the length property with the degrees array. You can see also degrees.length to get the length or how many items in this array. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output in the console window also, in this pop-up window here. The degrees array has 5 items, as you can see, 20, 30, 31, 32, and the last item 40. You can use the length property with any array to get the number of items. That's all about it. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. If you want to display the whole items of an array one by one from the first item to the last item in an array, you can use loops. You can use the for loop to do that. And once you use the for loop for this array called the fruits, for example, in this case, it will display the items of this array one by one. You will see apple, then banana, then fig, and the last one cherry. Let me show you that in action. Let's create a for loop by using the for keyword. To create a for loop to loop through this array called fruits, use the for keyword, and you can see the variable here I equals 0. Then after semicolon, I is less than fruits.length to loop through all the values of this array from the first one that has the index 0 until reaching the last one of this array. So you will see the last loop will be cherry. The length property in this case for the fruits array is used to specify how many times the loop should run. And don't forget to place I++ to increment the values of this array to display apple, then banana, then fig, and the last item, which is cherry. To display the value of I for each time for each loop, you need to use the writeLine method. And in between the round braces of the writeLine method, use the array name, which is fruits in this case, followed by square brackets, and place I or any variable you use here inside square brackets, the square brackets of the array called fruits. Let's see this. You can see here the fruits array. This is the name of our array, and I will represent each value in that array. I will represent the first one, and after displaying the first value using the first loop, I will represent the second value, and so on until reaching the last value of this array, which is cherry. The writeLine method will display the values. We'll write these values on the screen through the console. Before running this program, as we said before, don't forget to place I++, this increment here, otherwise the loop will never end. Now hit Ctrl F5 to run this program. You can see the output here, apple, then banana, fig, and the last one, which is cherry, the last item in that array. Hit any key to close this window, and you can change this variable to any descriptive name. Let's do that. Let's change it from I to fruit. The fruit variable in this case will represent each value or each fruit from the fruits array. It's more descriptive and meaningful. Fruit represents each fruit here. It will represent apple, and after displaying apple in the next loop, it will represent banana, and so on until reaching the last item. You can see cherry. Hit Ctrl F5 again to run this program. Voila! The same previous result. Apple, banana, fig, and the last one, which is cherry, the last value in the fruits array. You can do the same thing with any array you wish. Try to do this. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. One way to loop through an array elements in the C# programming language is by using the for each loop. You can do that by using the for each keyword first to create the for each loop, and you can easily loop through an array elements. We have an array here called the fruits, and we are gonna use the for each, and we will use the for each loop to loop through the elements of this array one by one to display all the elements one by one, to loop through all these values of the fruits array. So let's create this for each loop. Here is our for each loop. By using the for keyword, and in between the round braces of the for each loop, you can see the type of the variable name I, and follow the rules for naming variables here. Put the type, then the variable name, and then keyword followed by the name of the array, which is fruits. I will represent each item or each value in this fruits array. It will loop through apple, then banana, then fig, and the last item, which is cherry. So if you want to write the result on the screen, use the writeLine method like this here. So use the writeLine method from the console class to represent I. For each string element called I as an index in this fruits array, we want to print out the value of I in this case. And don't forget to place this semicolon, otherwise you will get an error. Now save and execute this program by using Ctrl F5, or you can use the run button over here. Excellent. As you can see, all the values of this array called fruits: apple, then banana, fig, and the last one cherry. You can use the for each loop to loop through the elements of an integer array also, not only strings. But make sure to place the type here before the variable name. The type, variable name, n, followed by the name of the array. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. There are many useful methods in the C# programming language to work with arrays. And in this lesson I will show you how to use the sort method to sort an array alphabetically or in an ascending order. If you have an array of strings, you can use the sort method to sort this array alphabetically. And if you have an array of integer numbers, for example, you can use the sort method also to sort this array in an ascending order. Let's see this in action. We have two arrays here. For example, the fruits array. Let's use the sort method with this array to sort it alphabetically. You can see in this example here, we type array.sort to sort this fruits array here, to sort all the values of this array alphabetically. So you will see A, then B, then C, then F. And after that, after using the sort method to sort this fruits array, use the for each loop to loop through all the values of that array. Now hit Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen. The output as shown in the console here: apple, banana, then cherry, and the last one fig. And you know, inside the fruits array, fig is the third item. However, in this case, by using the sort method, this array is sorted alphabetically, so we got cherry before fig, we got C before F. Now let's do the same thing with the degrees array, that array of integer numbers. Hit any key to close this window. Then let's use the sort method with the degrees array. Because the degrees array is an array of integer numbers, we use int here instead of string. Array.sort, and in between the round braces of the sort method to sort this degrees array, we place the name of that array here inside the round braces, and don't forget to place the semicolon. After that, also we use a for each loop to loop through all the values or all the elements of that array, int I in degrees, and you can name this variable any valid name you wish. You can put any descriptive name you wish here. For example, you can type degree in degrees to represent each degree here one by one, and also place it here. Now we have degree in degrees and also the writeLine method to print out each degree one by one, and the degrees array in the output will be in an ascending order. You will see all the items of that array in an ascending order. So 20, 30, 31, 32, and 40. Actually, this is ascending order. So let's change this, for example, from 20 to 200. Now hit save and run this program by using Ctrl F5 to see the output in the console. Voila, the output as you can see here, 200 at the end of this array, because this array is sorted in an ascending order. The degrees array is sorted in an ascending order, so we got 200 at the end of this array. This is the biggest number here, the biggest value in this integer array. That's all about sorting arrays in the C# programming language. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I'll show you how to specify the size of an array in the C# programming language. If you want to do that, you can use the new keyword from the C# library. Let me show you that in this example here for the fruits array. You can see in this case by using the new keyword followed by the type of data for the values in this array, and inside the square brackets you can see the number of elements for these values. We have 4 items here. The 4 elements in this array are apple, banana, fig, and cherry. Place the number of elements here inside square brackets. This is about specifying the size of this array. Also, if you want to create an array of 4 items without specifying the size, you can do that by removing 4 from here. And in this case, you can use the fruits array without any errors. Also, you can remove the new keyword followed by string. You can remove this from here, this option, and this is about creating an array of 4 items or any number of items you wish, omitting the new keyword and without specifying the size in between square brackets. That's it, easily. And you can do the same thing for integer array or array of integer numbers or any type of data you wish. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss methods in the C# programming language. A method in the C# programming language is a series of related statements or a block of code that only runs when it's called. Methods in C# like function in many programming languages. So you can use methods or functions to perform certain actions. If you want to create a reusable code in the C# programming language, you can use methods. You can declare a single method in the C# programming language and you can call it many times if you wish. One useful feature of using methods in the C# programming language is you can pass data into the method's body by using parameters. And each time you call the specified method, you can pass different values for the parameters of that method. And here is an instance of the method syntax in the C# programming language. Static void followed by the method name, which is new greeting in this case. And the body of that function is inside curly braces. So what is the meaning of static? Static means that the method belongs to the program class and not an object of the program class. Also, void means that this method called newGreeting doesn't have a return value in the function body. And if you want to execute that function, you must call it by using its name, by using the newGreeting name or that function name followed by round braces. And you can place parameters in between the round braces of that function. and I will show you that practically in this course. Also, in the C# programming language, it's good practice to start with an uppercase letter when naming methods like newGreeting in this example here, and this will make the code more understandable and readable for anyone. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about methods in C#. A method is a series of related statements or a block of code to perform actions. To execute any method in C#, you need to call this method, and also you can call it as many as you wish. You can pass information or pass data into the function or into the method body by using parameters, and I will show you all of that. There are different types of methods in C#. The first type is called predefined methods, like the main method to execute code. And the second type of methods is the user-defined methods. You can create your own method inside a class in the C# programming language. Let me show you that in action. Let's create a method called newGreeting. Type static void newGreeting parentheses and the body of this function. And inside the body of this function, we are gonna place a code inside this function. But let's talk about static void newGreeting here. So what is the meaning of static? Static means that this method we have created here called newGreeting belongs to the program class and not an object of that class. Also, what is the meaning of the void keyword? This keyword means that this method called newGreeting doesn't have any return value. This function or this method called newGreeting doesn't have a return value in this case, so we use the void keyword. After that, the function or the method name. A method is a function inside a class, so we call it method. Now it's time to fill the body of this newGreeting method or function. From the console class, use the writeLine method to display collection of characters on the screen through the console. This collection is the hello and welcome message, as you can see inside the round braces of the writeLine method to write this string or this collection of characters in the console after running this program. But you need to call this function to make it works, otherwise nothing will appear in the output. And also make sure to place semicolon at the end of the statement. The body of the newGreeting function, all the body inside curly braces. We use curly braces in the C# programming language to define or to recognize a block of code, as in this example for methods. To execute the newGreeting method in this case, go to inside the main method or the main function and call the newGreeting function or method by using its name followed by round braces. Let's do that. Inside the curly braces of the main method, type the method name newGreeting followed by round braces and semicolon at the end of the statement. This is about calling the newGreeting method, and if you want to create another method with another name, you can do that and follow the rules for naming variables in this case. In the C# programming language, it's a good practice to start with an uppercase letter when naming methods like newGreeting in this case. The capital letter N or the uppercase N for new before greeting in this case for our method. This is to make your code more readable for anyone. To execute this program, hit Ctrl F5 or you can use the run button and you will see the output hello and welcome inside the console pop-up window like that. Here, this is the output from calling the newGreeting function. The function or the method called newGreeting is executed successfully, and you can call it as many as you wish. You can call it 2 times, 3 times, or as many as you want. Let's call the new greeting method for 4 times. As you can see, hit Ctrl F5 to run the program again, and you will get the output for these calls. Inside the console window, you can see the hello and welcome string or collection of characters for 4 times. The new greeting function is executed for 4 times, and you can call it as many as you wish, as we said before. Do you want to pass information into this method body? You can do that. Exactly as you can see, string name. This is a parameter, only a single parameter in between the round braces in this method header or this function header. The function name followed by round braces, and inside these round braces you can place any number of parameters you need. And you can see in this case we define the type of name. It's a string data type, so we use the string keyword to declare this variable. When we call the new greeting method, just inside the round braces of the calling, place a value for this parameter called name. But to pass this name inside the body of the new greeting method, you need to put it inside the round braces of the writeLine method. Let's inject the value of name inside the round braces to print out the result of the value of name on the screen through the console. To make a placeholder for the name variable inside the string, use string interpolation by using the $sign operator, and inside curly braces put name. The value of name will be passed into the function or into the method body called the new greeting in this position, as you can see for the name in this placeholder here. So you will see hello and welcome on the screen followed by the value of name. Now the next step is inserting values for this name variable or this name parameter in the main function or the main method. As you can see, Ahmad, Salah, Ronaldo, and the last one, which is Messi. For the first calling of the new greeting method, Ahmad will be passed into the function body in the position of the placeholder of name. So you will get hello and welcome Ahmad on the screen once you run this program. And the same thing for Salah, Ronaldo, and Messi. You will get hello and welcome Salah, hello and welcome Ronaldo, and the last calling hello and welcome Messi. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to run this program to show the output in the console window. The output, as you can see in the console window here, in this pop-up window, hello and welcome Ahmad, hello and welcome Salah, hello and welcome Ronaldo, and the last one, hello and welcome Messi. You can insert as many parameters and values as you wish, like this method here called new greeting. A variable inside the round braces of the function header after the function name or after the method name is called a parameter. However, when calling a function or a method in the C# programming language, any value inserted in between the round braces in the function calling is called argument. So Ahmad is an argument here, and so on. In the method header, you can insert a default value for a parameter. For example, here for name, the default value is Marcelo, and you can insert any default value you wish. It's a string. We declared it using the string keyword. Name is equal to Marcelo. Now, if you want to call this method called new greeting without any value, without any argument, the program will automatically pass Marcelo into the function body or into the method body. Let's remove Ahmad, for example, and in this case, after running the program, you will see for the first calling we got hello and welcome Marcelo. Marcelo is the default value here, so It's passed into the function body or into the method body called newGreeting in this case, because for the first calling, the newGreeting method doesn't have any argument for the first calling. We call this method by using empty round braces and semicolon at the end of the statement. As we said previously, you can place as many parameters as you wish in between the round braces in the method header. Exactly as you can see, we have two parameters in this case, multiple parameters, not a single parameter. The first one is a string and the second one is integer. And you can see inside the round braces of the writeLine method, we have inside the string interpolation, you can see inside this operation, we have two placeholders. The first one for the name variable or the name parameter, and the second one for the number variable or the number parameter. So the value of name will be placed after welcome, and the value of the number variable or the number parameter will be placed after the keyword is. All that inside the string. Now you can call the newGreeting method with different values for name and number. For example, for the first calling, Ahmad for name, 8 for number. For the second calling, Salah is the value of the name parameter, and 11 is the value of the number parameter that will be passed into the function or into the method body, and so on for Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo for name and 7 for number, and so on. After successfully completing this program, hit Ctrl F5 to show the output through the console pop-up window like that. Hello and welcome Ahmed, your number is 8. Hello and welcome Salah, your number is 11. Hello and welcome Ronaldo, your number is 7. And the last one, hello and welcome Messi, your number is 30. And you can call this function with different values, as many as you wish. The name parameter is a string, and the number parameter is an integer number without decimal points. Previously we talked about method and using the void keyword in the function or in the method header to indicate that the method shouldn't return any value. However, now I'll show you how to use the return keyword to return a value from a function back to the caller. Let's see this in action. Instead of using the void keyword in the method header, you can use a primitive data type like int, for example. This is instead of the void keyword. And inside the body of that function, use the return keyword to return a value. And you can see in this example here, we have the static keyword followed by a primitive data type int, followed by the function or the method name called newAddition in this case. And it has two parameters, and the two parameters are integers, int x. The first one is called x, and the second one is integer also, which is y. And inside the curly braces of this method, you can see its body. Its body contains the return keyword with its expression. This newAddition method will return x plus y back to the caller. Now let's execute this newAddition method by using its name with two values, a value for x and another value for y. Go to inside the main method to call the newAddition method. Inside the curly braces of the main method, use the writeLine method from the console class to display or to write the output from calling the newAddition method on the screen through the console. And you can see the value of x in this case equals 20 and the value of y equals 30. And you will see the output after executing this program, as you can see in this pop-up window for the console. The newAddition method returns 50 back to the caller. 50 because of adding x to y. 20 to 30 equals 50, as you can see in the console window after running this program using Ctrl plus F5 or use the run button from the top menu. Also, if you want to call the newAddition method many times you can do that. You can call it as many as you wish with different values for x and y. As you can see here, run the program again and you will see the new results. 20 plus 30 is equal to 50. 25 plus 35 is equal to 60. 40 plus 50 is equal to 90. That's all about it. Also, it's possible to assign the calling of this method called new addition in this case to a variable to use the variable name instead of using the function calling itself. Exactly as you can see. Then use the writeLine method to display the result on the screen for this variable called result. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output on the screen and you will get 30. The function called new addition, or this method called new addition, returns x plus y, 10 plus 20 on the screen. And you can call this result variable any name you wish instead of using result. Follow the rules for naming variables here. After running the program, the output, as you can see in the console window, in this pop-up window, is 30. 10 plus 20. This function returns 30 back to the caller, and you can call it with different values instead of 10 and 20. Try to place different values for x and y. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we will discuss the object-oriented programming concepts in the C# programming language. There are many features of using object-oriented programming. First of all, to organize your code. Also, object-oriented programming is faster and easier to execute than procedural programming. If you want to create a program with a clear structure, you can use the object-oriented programming concepts. Object-oriented programming simply provides a clear structure for the C# applications. One useful feature of using object-oriented programming, it helps you to create full reusable applications with less code and shorter development time also. In C# you can create a template and you can use that template many times. You can create only a single class and you can use that class or that template many times in your program instead of repeating it for multiple times. And this will save your time and also organize your code. And by using the object-oriented programming, you can achieve the DRY concept. DRY stands for don't repeat yourself, and this concept will help you to reduce the repetition of code in your programs. You should extract out the codes that are common for the application and place them at a single place and reuse them instead of repeating them. As we said before, you can create a class and you can use that class many times instead of repeating it. For instance, here we have a class called car, and based on the template we create three instances. Simply an object is an instance of a class, exactly as in this example here. From the main template called car, we created three objects: Audi, BMW and Volvo, and you can create as many objects or as many instances as you wish based on the same blueprint or the same template or the same class. If you try to create an individual objects based on a class, they inherit all the fields, variables and methods from the class, like this example here. And to clarify all these concepts, I'll show you all these concepts practically in this course. That's all about it. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this practical lesson about classes in the C# programming language. C# is an object-oriented programming language, and a class in C# programming language is a template for creating objects, and any object is an instance of a class. You can create a class and you can create as many objects as you wish based on that class or that template. Let's see this in action. Let's create a class in C# by using the class keyword. Here in this example, we have created a class called player in the namespace called new app. And to recognize the body of any class in the C# programming language, we use curly braces. And inside those curly braces, you can insert any C# code. In general, a variable inside a class is called attribute. And in C# programming language, when a variable is declared directly in a class, it's often referred to as a field. So you can call it a field instead of attribute. Now let's create a field, or let's declare a variable inside this player class. Like any variable in the C# programming language, we declare the name variable in this case by using its name and its type before that name. This variable is a string variable, so use the string keyword followed by the name of that variable and follow the rules for naming it, and assign this value player01 or any collection of characters as a value for the name variable in this case, and don't forget to place semicolon at the end of this statement. This is field or attribute inside the player class. If you want to create instances or objects based on the player class, first create the main method to create objects inside the body of that main method. You can see in this case, this method is called main, and inside it, create as many instances as you wish. In this example here, our instance is called new object. This is the first object here based on the player class. Use the class name followed by the object name and follow the rules for naming variables to call this object. And use the new keyword to create an instance from that player class. And don't forget to place the round braces after the name of the class. Once you create an object based on the player class, you can use that object to access any field from that player class. For example, here, we use the writeLine method to print out the result of this operation newObj.name to access the value of the name variable or the name field from the player class based on the instance we have created. This instance is called newObj. The writeLine method from the console class will give you the result of this operation for newObj.name to access the value of the name variable. Will give you the result in the console window. Hit Ctrl F5 to show the output in this window here. To clarify the concepts, create another variable here or another field in the class called the player and assign a value to it. This is an integer variable or integer field inside the player class. Its value is 1 without decimal point because it's integer number, and semicolon at the end of the statement also. If you want to access the value of the number variable or field from the player class, you can do that by using the newObj instance also. After creating an object, use its name followed by the dot notation, and from the player class, use the variable name exactly as you can see, and you will see the output in the console window like that. We have one here. This is the value of the number field from the player class, and you can create as many objects as you wish. Let me show you that. Let's create two more instances based on the same class called the player. The second instance is the newObj2, and the third instance or the third object is called newObj3. Also, by using these objects, you can use any code from inside the player class. So, as we did previously with the new obj. Let's do that with the new obj 2 and the new obj 3. Let's access the value of name and the value of number from inside the player class. After creating 2 more instances, we have the writeLine method to access the name variable, or to access the value of the name variable through the new obj 2, and also the value of the number variable from the player class through the new obj 2, and the same thing for the new obj 3. Let's run this program to show the output in the console. These are the results in this pop-up window. We got the value of the name and number variables from the player class by using 3 instances, by using the new obj, the new obj 2, and the new obj 3, and you can create as many instances as you wish. In C# programming language, you can create an object of a class and access it in another class. This is to organize your code. Here, from this class, let's cut this code and we will be executing it in another class. Let's create a new item to place another new class inside it. We are gonna name this item program2. Add new item. After that, choose code, and from code choose class, then call it program2 and add this program2. This is a new item to add a new class inside it. This new item is created here. Inside a class in this program2 item, we want to access fields from a class from the program item, the previous item. To do that, we need to do something in the program item. In the player class, inside the program item, use the public keyword for all the fields here, for the name field and the number field also. And there are different types of modifiers in C#: public, private, protected, and internal. For the public modifier, as in this example, the code is accessible from all the classes, or you can say that the code is accessible from all the items. And for the private modifier, the code is only accessible within the same class. For the protected modifier, the code is accessible within the same class or in a class that is inherited from that class. And for the last one, which is the internal modifier, the code is only accessible within its own assembly, but not from another assembly. That's all about it. Now the fields are public. Go to the program2 item, and inside the program class, you can create as many instances as you wish inside the main method, as you can see here, to execute all the code here. We have 3 instances here, or 3 objects based on the player class from the other item called program. Save and execute this program to show the output on the screen in the console window. You will see the output is the same as the previous output. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss inheritance in the C# programming language. Inheritance is so powerful. It allows us to create a new class from an existing class. You can create derived class in the C# programming language based on base class. Derived class is called child class also, and this is the class that inherits from another class, and the class being inherited from is called the parent class or the base class. And to use inheritance in the C# programming language, we use the colon symbol. Let's see this in action. Let's start with the base class, and this base class is called player. And inside this base class, we are gonna insert a variable and a method. The variable is called name, declared by using its name with its type, string in this case. And don't forget to place public, the access modifier, to access this field from all classes. Next, and inside the base class also, we have a method here called speaking. And inside the body of this method, use the writeLine method to display a message. This message, as you can see, hello, I am player 01. Now we have completed the base class or the parent class. Now let's go to another item to create the child class that inherits the name field and the speaking method from this base class called player. Go to the PL01 item to create the child class. And that child class is called, as you can see, PL01, that inherits from the player class. And inside the body of this class also, let's add another field. This field is called player ID, and place any integer number here you wish. And don't forget to place the public modifier before the end keyword to declare this integer variable. For inheritance in C#, use the colon symbol to separate between the child class and the parent class. Okay, now this child class called PL01 has this field called the player ID in addition to the name field and the speaking function from the player class. It simply inherits all the methods and fields from the player class. So for this project, if you want to access the value of the player ID or the value of the name variable or field from the player class, or if you want to execute the speaking function, you can use that class called PL01, and you can create as many instances as you wish based on it. Now let's go to the program class to create objects based on the PL01 class. You can see inside the main method in the player program class, in this item called program, we have created an object or an instance based on the child class called PL01. And this object is called new player. And by using this PL01 class, we want to call the speaking function or the speaking method. And you know, the child class inherits this method from the parent class called the player. So in this case, if you try to save and run this program, you will get the message from inside the body of the speaking method. However, before doing that, let's use the new player object to access the field values. After placing this comment, use the writeLine method from the console class and the string interpolation method to inject the value of name using the new player object and the value of the player ID by using the same instance or the same object on the screen. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to show the output in the console window. You can see this is the output. Hello, I am player 01 from calling the speaking method from the child class based on the main or the base class. And on the next line you can see the value of the name field and the value of the player ID field also. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we will discuss abstraction in the C# programming language. What is the meaning of this concept? What is the meaning of abstraction? This is the process of hiding certain details and showing only essential information to the user. And to achieve that in the C# programming language, you can use abstract classes or interfaces. So what is the meaning of abstract class? The abstract class is simply a restricted class that cannot be used to create objects. And to access it, it must be inherited from another class. That's all about the abstract class in C#. Also, there is a method called the abstract method, and this method can only be used in an abstract class, so it doesn't have any body. This abstract method doesn't have any body. And I'll show you how to apply this in action by using real example, by using interfaces in C#. So what is the meaning of an interface? An interface is used to achieve abstraction in C#, and also it's a completely abstract class which can only contain abstract methods and properties, and the interface method doesn't have any body. Hello and welcome to this lesson about interface in the C# programming language. You can use interface to achieve abstraction in C#. You can say that an interface in C# is similar to abstract class. However, unlike abstract classes, all methods of an interface are fully abstract, and the interface method doesn't have any body. Also, interfaces can contain properties and methods, but not fields. Let me show you that in action. Let's create an interface, and after that we are going to create a class to implement that interface. You can see we have an interface called iCar by using the interface keyword followed by the name of that interface. And the body of this interface is inside curly braces. You can see this function or this method inside the iCar interface doesn't have any body, and this method is called the car_color method, and the void keyword because this function doesn't have any return value. Now let's create a class to implement this iCar interface. You can see we have created the car01 class to implement the iCar interface. Separate between the two names using the colon symbol. And inside the car01 class, create the car_color method, the full body, the full function here, the full method called car_color. The access modifier in this case is public, followed by the void keyword, followed by the name of this method, car_color. This method is from the iCar interface, and it will print out this message: the color for our car is white, by using the writeLine method from the console class. The writeLine method from the console class is used to write this message or this collection of characters in the console after running this program. And to execute this method now, you need to create instances based on the car01 class. Let's create an object based on that class called car01 to call this method from that class. To execute the car_color method, create the myProgram class, or you can call it any name you wish, and inside it you can see the main method. Inside this main method we have created an object or an instance based on the car01 class. You can see this object is called new car, and follow the rules for naming variables to call this object by using the new keyword followed by the name or the instance of this class called car01 followed by round braces. Don't forget these round braces here, and semicolon at the end of the statement. After creating that object, it's possible to use its name followed by the dot notation followed by the calling or the name of the method from inside the car01 class, which is the car_color method. To execute it, this is the calling of that method called car_color. Use its name followed by round braces, and this will display the color for our car is white message on the screen in the console window. Now you need to hit Ctrl F5 or use the run button to show the output in the console pop-up window. Voila! The car color interface method is executed successfully. That's all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next lesson. Hello and welcome to this lesson about enums in the C# programming language. An enum is a special class that represents a group of unchangeable constants, and you can use the enum keyword in the C# programming language to create an enum, exactly as in this example here. Inside the first application namespace, we have created an enum and it is called the month of year, and you can see all the months inside this enum. Separate between the constants inside this enum or any enum in the C# programming language using comma. The first item, then comma, the second item, then comma, and so on. All that inside curly braces. To access constants from this enum, use the enum name followed by the dot notation or the dot syntax, and after that use the constant name. Let's create a class, and inside that class we are gonna create the main method to access items from this enum. In this example here, you can see we have a class called myProgram, and inside it you can see the main method. Inside the body of this main method, to access January from the months of year enum, we use the dot notation. You can see we assign this operation to a variable called myMonth, and follow the rules for naming variables to call this variable here. Put the enum name followed by the variable name and use single equal sign to assign the value to this variable. The value in this case is the enum name months of year followed by the dot syntax, and after that the constant name January to access January. After that you need to use the writeLine method from the console class to display January in the console window in the output. Console.writeLine, and in between the round braces of that method just place the variable name myMonth in this case, and don't forget to place semicolon at the end of the statement. After that hit Ctrl F5 to show the output in the console window. We got January, as you can see, this constant from the months of year enum. And you can access any constant from this enum easily by using the dot syntax. The enum name followed by the dot syntax or the dot notation followed by the constant name. Enum stands for enumerations, which means specifically listed, as in this example here for constants. Let's try another one. For example, March, to access this constant. After running this program again, you will get March in the console window, as you can see. This enum we created is outside this class called myProgram. You can put it inside the class also and you will get the same result. You can put enum inside a class like this example here, and after that you need to hit Ctrl F5 to show the output and you will get the same previous result. In the C# programming language, the first element of an enum has the value 0 or has the index 0. The second value or the second item has the value 1 or the index 1, and so on. So, to get the integer value from an item or to get its index, you must explicitly convert the item to an integer number by using the int keyword. As in this example here, int myMonth number, this is another variable, and convert its value to integer using the int keyword inside round braces. Months of year followed by the dot notation followed by the item name or the constant name January in this case, to get the value of January, which is 0. This is the first item in the enum called months of year. So you will get its index number or its value, which is 0. Hit Ctrl F5 and you will get this output in the console window. 0. The position of January in the enum called months of year. Let's try another one. Change January to May, for example. Run this program again and you will get the position or the value of May in the months of year enum. You can see it's 4, the fifth item or the fifth element in the months of year enum. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for watching.